I hate Alabama.
Is there one game every year where I drank a little more beer? It's over for it's over. We go there or they come here. Ever since '06, they get us every season. I hate Alabama. I hate Crimson Red.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
People who really want to have a good time won't come to a slaughterhouse. And we've got entirely too many troublemakers here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
I don't like you because you're dangerous. That's right. I am dangerous.
Streaming live from
HitThatOne.com.
I hit the 7-iron like John Daly hits the 3.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
You just gotta keep living, man.
And Tommy Kraft.
We follow orders or people die. Are we clear?
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Yes, sir.
It is a Football Friday here on The Morning Rush. Now, we played that song earlier this week. If you're hearing it for the first time, that is Connor Smith's I Hate Alabama. He is a big-time Tennessee Vols fan, but it kind of fits for the Razorback game considering your Razorbacks and the Vols have not beaten Nick Saban coached teams since 2006. Remember, he came in 2007, so you and Tennessee have not beaten him since he arrived. Maybe that changes tomorrow. We'll see. We'll get into why and what Arkansas has to do in order to make this a game. I know Alabama has had some quarterbacks over the years that you may like, Joe Namath, the Bart Starr, Kenny Stabler, but maybe some guys you don't like.
Get to the good ones.
Yeah, maybe some guys you don't like. John Parker Wilson, Brody Croyle, Greg McElroy. We'll talk about them coming up. Just what do you need to say to this team before the game tomorrow? Sam Pittman, their Arkansas football, put out videos of what he said to him during the week and during the pregame before the LSU. What do you need to say to this team in order to get them ready? It's not like they're not going to be ready to play the number 2 team in the country, but they did not show up against the Georgia Bulldogs this season. What needs to change come Saturday? And there's a new bar coming to Dixon Street that's all over the place, and I was thinking about what Arkansas celebrity or person should open it, like McFadden's or Billy Bob Thornton's or Johnny Cash's, something like that. It's all over Nashville. There's Dirk Spickley, there's Jason Aldean's, there's Luke Bryan's bar. Well, if you had an Arkansas celebrity, what person should open it? The John Daly, something like that, and we'll answer that question later on.
Didn't John had, I don't know if they were bars necessarily like you're talking about, like Dixon Street nightclubs or, go to Broadway in Nashville or wherever the street is in every college town. But John had a place in Conway and somewhere else 4 or 5 years ago. I'm not
Hooters?
sure. No, it was not. It was his own restaurant type deal. So John Daly comes to mind for me as a guy that should have an establishment
and you could
like
just
that.
call it John Daly's. I think it would be pretty easy, right?
You probably could. Hey, if you're looking for a job and more than just a job, you like to help others in their time of need, you have a passion for that, check out this opportunity with Baxter Regional Medical Center to become an EMT in 1 semester or a paramedic in just 3 to 4 semesters and start a whole new career. You'll have a complete certification or degree within those time frames without any student loan debt. So if you're looking for more than just a job, Baxter Regional Medical Center has a great opportunity for you right now. 870-508-1883. That's 508-1883. Or log on to baxterregional.org for more details.
It's good to have you back.
Good to be.
Well,
it's kind of good to be back.
Staycation.
Well, it's good 2 or 3 days off that had a little bit of work involved in there, but took an extra day or two to just unplug for a few days, and good to be back in the saddle, I guess. So for this stretch run here, a couple of games, and obviously a tough one. That song has a lot of truth in it, about 2006. It may have been meant for Tennessee, but it
resonates with Arkansas.
It equally
fans.
applies, and there's not been a lot of heartache, so to speak, because rarely have you been close and had a chance in the end, and it's kind of like fighting Tyson in the early 90s. You kind of knew what was coming, and it usually happened early, like fighting Tyson in the 90s. But can you ever be Buster Douglas here? I mean, and we'll talk about some of the keys throughout the show this morning, but this is the one of the better run the ball football teams, running offenses for Arkansas that we've had in a while. And I think that's always the key to winning against the better teams in the SEC is Can you line up and find out how big an old boy are you? Can you
dual-
run the ball?
Dual threat quarterback, which has been an Achilles heel and the kryptonite for the Alabama Crimson Tide since Nick Saban arrived. And speaking to the song, we're at Papa's last night, our typical Thursday night spot, and my buddy has his phone downloaded to the karaoke machine, and give me that real quick. And
Love those
I
deals.
played that song, and I think a lot of the people in the bar hadn't heard it for the first time, but they seemed to thoroughly enjoy it when I played it last night, because it is, I know, Drew, you and Phil and Maddie were talking about Bama Week, and I hate Bama Week, and it's an envy of sorts because of how much success that Alabama has had and how frustrating it is. You've had chances. 2014, we know how close you were losing by 1 point. 2010, you open up the game, second play, Ronnie Wingo, we know the wheel route. There's been games where you've been close, but you haven't been able to do it. Could this be the game that not many people are expecting you? Clay was talking about it in Hogs Illustrated earlier this week. Not a single person in Hogs Illustrated picked Arkansas. And typically, even in close games, now I'd have to go back and look at the Georgia game. I would suspect, Tommy, that at least one or two people in Clay's picks picked Arkansas on that one. But he said that I think he said, I need to double check on this, but I think he said this is the first time all season that no one has picked Arkansas in this game, and that would be great. I'd love to see the graphic on College Game Day pop up with Kirk, Lee, the guest picker, and Desmond all picking Alabama, and then just being able to show that later on about 6:30 that night and tell them how wrong they were, even though we're both picking Bama.
Yeah, but tell me why you should pick. Give me a reason why you should pick that.
I don't think there's a lot of reasons that you can point to and say this is why Arkansas is definitively going to win this game. But that's why you play the game, right? It's like what Herm Edwards, the Herm Edwards, former Jets coach, ESPNer now with Arizona State, always used to say. It's why you play the game. Sam Pittman will tell his guys the exact same thing this week.
The last 2 weeks, though, have given me I picked the game 31-24 Alabama, and I don't want to say that'd feel like a victory, but boy, it'd feel better than what you felt most of those years since 2006. The last 2 weeks have given me, and behind the curtain, we picked those scores literally minutes after the last week's game. So before we go to bed following last week's game, LSU, we have to have those into Clay. So we don't have all week to ponder on them, and then they, by when our deadline is like midnight, game night. So for the next week. But after the last 2 weeks, I feel confident with Arkansas's ability to run the ball the way Alabama's given up some rushing yards. Hey, why not have some hope that Arkansas can keep this thing close? I think Arkansas's defense showed against LSU that you can shut some things down. So I think if you can keep it within a touchdown or 10 points, you got to feel proud about the effort you gave.
What's frustrating is I was hoping that their statistics wouldn't be as good as they are. But do you know where they rank in rushing defense in the Southeastern Conference and in the NCAA?
I think it's third, isn't it?
They're second or third. It's either A&M or them,
the league,
and then they're fourth overall.
Yeah.
So it's really I like this idea.
And boy, they're bad this year.
I want to debunk that idea that some have told me this week that Alabama's defense is bad and their rushing defense. It's not bad. They're just typically number one.
Do you have the conference? Because you got to dig a little deeper on the website, but conference games only where they rank, because that's where they've given up some.
It's on college football stats.
We'll look that up. But because I think in conference games only, they probably look a little bit different than they do, including the non-conference games.
Florida carved them up, Tommy.
Well, yeah, I think there's been some examples of what you can do. All right, we'll get to all of that and more. We're brought to you by our friends at World of Wireless. Coming up, it's another great weekend of deer hunting. Duck season opens up very soon as well. Take TV on the go. You don't want to miss this game at 2:30 tomorrow. Get in the stand early. Get off that stand about 2 o'clock. Be back at camp. Watch the football game. You won't miss a second of the action of the Arkansas game or anything you want to watch on TV when you take along the Playmaker system from World of Wireless. 877-305-DISH is the number for WOW. They can fix you up with a rental, or you can buy it and have it anytime you go, whether it's tailgating to the lake or to the deer woods or to duck camp coming up. You can take that TV with you on the go. 877-305-DISH for WOW, World of Wireless.
Got a couple friends, Morning Rush listeners that are doing that this week. Tommy, they are a terrible ninth.
What I was thinking, when you look at conference games only, that ranking drops quite a bit.
Well, no, ninth in the country.
Oh, I thought you meant the conference.
No, country. That is a
5-spot drop.
They're still second.
Twice as bad.
Streaming live from
Back and better than ever. All eyes are on the gridiron as teams are back for another football season. As always, BetOnline is your number one spot for all the pro and college football action this season. With the new updated site and interface, even more odds, props, and contests, BetOnline continues to be the number one source for everything football. Head to your website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Don't forget to use our promo code BELIEVE to receive your bonus. That's BLEAV. From football, basketball, boxing, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of these amazing offers for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sacalé, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Do you know the difference between admission and confession? Admission is acknowledging the truth of something. Confession is a formal statement agreeing that you're guilty. Greg Allman admitted he's no angel, but that doesn't mean he confessed his guilt before God. Romans 10:10 says, one believes and is justified, and with the mouth one confesses and is saved. Confess to God that Jesus died in your guilty place, and then you'll receive His amazing grace. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Pray about it.
The Game Day Lodge in Branson is the perfect place for corporate retreats, golf trips, and team building activities. Companies often kick off the new year with planning or goal-setting retreats, and the perfect place is Game Day Lodge. They still have availability during the weeks for November and December, and Game Day Lodge is decorated for Christmas, so guests can make great family memories. It's the ideal time to book spring golf trips to Branson before the dates fill up. Just search Game Day Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Airbnb, and VRBO.
The best deals on Hot Spring Spas with over 36 models to choose from. They're available right now. They've been ordered and are ready for you to choose the one you want. Stop by Burton Pools and Spas, see the different features, lighting packages, seating arrangements, sizes, everything you want, even saltwater options available with Hot Spring Spas, and get the one you want on reserve today. See the full lineup of Hot Spring Spas at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and always online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas. They are your source for backyard fun.
Frank Row Furniture's November Super Black Friday Plus sale. We are running a sale that will save you hundreds of dollars. On top of that, we are having our Super Black Friday Plus sale all month long. Here's where the plus comes in. After saving hundreds of dollars on already marked down prices, get another 10% off on top of that. Frank Row Furniture's November Super Black Friday Plus sale. Frank Row Furniture. Best seats in the house.
We will make your life easier. Jody'sAuto.com will pick up your vehicle at your office or home or wherever, take it to one of our 3 locations in Van Buren and Fort Smith, perform any service your vehicle will ever need, and deliver your vehicle back to you. Hi, Kim Bircher with Jody'sAuto.com. No missing work, no finding a sitter, no sitting in a waiting room, no wasting your precious time that you don't have. Many of our customers tell us, you're saving me money. Pickup and delivery, it's free when you spend $75 and only $10 if less. With our 3 oil change specials, you're going to find adding $10 will mean nothing. And we always have free shuttle service. You bring your vehicle to us and we will take you and pick you up in our vehicle. Honesty and customer service is always our #1 goal. We will make your life much easier. Jody'sAuto.com, JODYS Auto.com.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria has incredible game day specials, resulting in big-time wins.
Hogwash Punch is only $5, and the Hogzilla Specialty Pizza is only $16.99. Made with pulled pork from Neumeyer's Rib Room, sausage, Canadian bacon, pepperoni, crispy bacon, and cheese. Dusted with Neumeyer's Rib Rub.
Come watch every Arkansas game at Papa's.
508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
To give the Razorbacks the lead out of the hold of Reed Bauer. It's going to be a fake. Bauer's going to run it inside the 35. First down at the 30. Bauer inside the 20, and they'll bump him out of bounds at the Tiger 13-yard line. The Hogs run the fake. They get 23, and they're still in business.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
Bryce Young is going to be a big key in this football game come Saturday. The Alabama quarterback is likely going to end up in New York and invited for the Heisman Trophy presentation. I don't know if he's going to win it, but there's a good chance he gets invited. Now, he's had stints this season where he hasn't looked that good. He's looked like a young quarterback. Can Arkansas confuse him? Can Arkansas make it tough on him at home? We'll see on Saturday, and we'll answer it coming up.
Hey, our friends at Farm Credit are ready to help you own that land maybe you've been leasing for deer season, turkey season. Maybe you got a duck camp that, hey, we leased that spot. Well, maybe that 80 acres that adjoins your property is available now. In addition to farms, livestock, and homes, Farm Credit can also help you finance that recreational land you've always wanted with a new loan product that makes financing all sizes of hunting tracts quick and easy. They understand that hunting and fishing is what we love to do when we have time here in Arkansas. Stop in your local Farm Credit office. They can help you finance that hunting land you've always wanted before the next deer or turkey season gets here. Go to myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com.
Tommy got a text at 479. What's the deal with CBS right now?
And Dish still off. I mean, I've got the antenna, and knock on wood, or knock on a microphone.
Knock on
a microphone. It's been working for me at my house. Now, Dish has a pretty cool deal where you can plug an antenna into like the main, the hopper one, and then it goes on all the TVs in the house. But as Drew found out at my house a month ago or so, it worked great until game time. Game time it scrambled. I don't know why.
Picture perfect.
It was picture perfect until game time. But and we had to work around that. But so far I've been able to watch about anything following. Which game was that we were watching?
That Auburn
game, yeah. Maybe we didn't want to see all that Auburn game anyway, but so now they're still at odds. This, I think, is the longest satellite
dispute
and company dispute that I've lived through.
And of course, it happens when Arkansas has played They played Texas A&M. They're playing Alabama, and they'll play Missouri. So 3 of their 9 games have been on CBS.
It's got to be by design that these contracts expire at the most critical times. If I'm like, was it Tegna? I think is the. I'm making this baby expire like July 1, right? June 15th, when nothing is going on sports-wise. It's summer. What big things are on TV? And you may tell me, well, but of course it's Big Brother. It's the Voice, the Masked Singer.
What CBS show do
I don't know.
Watch?
I don't watch any of that nonsense. But why let these contracts expire when when the Masters is over or something? If you're CBS, that's the part I don't get. But I hope they get it fixed anymore. But these deals are going to become. I mean, people are finding workarounds and other ways, and eventually they're just going to work themselves out of business.
Lane and Leslie text in. He says, if we cover the spread, it's a win for me. It says it's the first time in years he's felt confident the Hogs have the opportunity to pull the upset. Here's a wild stat.
Update me. Is it 20 and a half?
Yeah, 20 and a half.
Okay.
It's the latest that I've seen. Here's a wild statistic that Matt Jones of Whole Hog Sports and the Arkansas Democrat Gazette came out with earlier this week. Since 2014, you've lost by more points than you did the previous year. 2014, you lost by 1. 2015, you lost by more, and it goes down. Last year, you lost by 49. It's
I'll
gone
give you
down.
2 words. You want a 2-word answer? Chad Morris.
Well, you did. You still got clocked by 49.
Oh, but we
last year.
scored 35. Or what? Remember, everybody was celebrating when you got beat 63 to 30-something or 30-something.
Yeah, Ty.
The most points they've scored on Bama.
I was going to say, Ty's story, there was an opportunity. There was a fumble in the red zone or the goal line that you would have loved to have back. But
that might be the lowest point in the last 10 years for Alabama when they gave up 30-something. Gave up 35 and a 35-point win to the Hawks. And people were dancing in the street like they had done something, you know?
JT and Hot Springs, JT wants me to play this this underdog clip that I've been playing all season, and I think it resonates with Hog fans, especially heading into this game against the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'll play that later. I can't think of what it's actually from, and I don't want to give this guy credit, but someone made a highlight clip of Tom Brady and kind of his story. And I saw another Kurt Warner American Underdog trailer came out. Watched that with Zachary Levi, who's going to star in that. I can't wait for that. Dennis Quaid is going to play Dick Vermeil. And who's the actor that you said should play?
Robert Redford and Dick Vermeil. I mean,
are clones.
They look like cousins or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're twins, but I mean, just now Robert Redford's like 106 now. He's
nice and old.
Getting up there. He's in his, I think, 80s, late 80s. So I mean, it might be a little more he can take on. But you think about Robert Redford 10 years ago and Dick Vermeil in his prime, they look almost identical.
They do. When you first said that, I was like, I know that name. And I looked him up. I was like, wow, they're legitimate. They could be brothers or cousins.
The Natural. You've watched The Natural.
Can't say I have. I wasn't a big baseball.
What?
I mean, I didn't grow up playing baseball.
But it's one of the greatest. I'm not going to say the great. It's one of the great. I can't believe Phil didn't make you watch that for halftime homework or something.
Love Bull Durham.
Phil's not a big Natural fan. I've asked him.
But it's a baseball movie. You know.
I've watched the
I love it.
majority of the baseball ones, but that is not one. That is on my list. I've got a list of collection about 70 movies that I have to watch, and that is on the list.
It doesn't have the screenwriting and the artistic value of a Major League, but it's a good movie.
It's close enough.
I'd rank it ahead of Major League. Come on.
I like.
Oh, Major League's the greatest ever.
Major League's fantastic, but I'm a big Kevin Costner guy. I think that's why I like Yellowstone so much, and that's why I will say Tin Cup is better than Bull Durham. I know Phil. That's something. I think I told you that the first week. I was like, tell Phil that Tin Cup is better than Bull Durham, and he won't like you for the duration of y'all doing the show. But
I'm glad I didn't take that advice.
It's
because I do like Bull Durham.
Yeah, they're both great movies. But back to this quarterback situation before we get out of here. Bryce Young has been really efficient. He's completed 71% of his passes, only thrown 3 picks on the year. He had a crucial one in that Texas A&M game, which helped the Aggies overcome the Crimson Tide. I think this offense would look a little better if Steve Sarkisian was still the OC. Bill O'Brien, they still looked really, really good. It's weird saying, well, they're taking a little step back, but for Alabama standards they have, especially coming after Mac Jones and the proficient season that he had this past year. But maybe you catch him on a bad day. LSU caught him on the bad. They blitzed everyone. Do you have the athletes? Do you have the scheme to compete like LSU did? We'll see on Saturday.
Problem is they always take every opponent seriously. You need them to, look past Arkansas. They don't look past anybody. I mean, it's like they got a good coach or something over there at Bama. I don't get it. I mean, they never seem to slip on any banana peels, at least with Arkansas. Hey, this year's Value Bonanza sales event at Williams Tractor is going on in Fayetteville, Berryville, and Bobcat in Northwest Arkansas. It's your way to save even more. Save big with 0% financing and cashback offers on select New Holland tractors, hay and forage products, and material handling equipment. Now, these offers end at the end of the year, so make a trip now to Williams Tractor. That's Fayetteville, Berryville, and Bobcat in Northwest Arkansas. You get more choices and more savings when you buy right now during the Value Bonanza at Williams Tractor.
We'll get into some quick-hitting headlines here coming up, including a bad loss for Tom Murphy's Atlanta Falcons last night. Got blanked by the New England Patriots. All that is coming up next.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here and hitthatline.com.
Are you a contractor needing some color picking help for your customers? The Paint Store in Van Buren will do that. We know what contractors need. We've done it for 33 years. Send your customers to us. We will take care of them in a friendly way. Let us do some work for you. Our blend of Richards paint makes the choice easy. The Paint Store in Van Buren is ready to help your customers right now. Call us at 474-4505 or stop by 1414 Fayetteville Road in Van Buren Buren.
The Big Hardy has 2 juicy charbroiled beef patties, melted cheese, and classic sauce. It's what you order from Hardee's when you want a big meal. A big, beefy, melted, cheesy meal. And with 3 juicy charbroiled beef patties, the really Big Hardy is what you order when you want a really big, meaty meal. A really big charbroiled beefy meal. A really big, beefy, melted, cheesy, juicy, tasty. You get the idea. The Big Hardy and really Big Hardy at Hardee's. Feed your happy. Available for a limited time at participating Hardee's restaurants. Price participation may vary.
If you needed major surgery, you probably wouldn't choose a doctor who's never been to medical school. So when your car needs major repairs after a collision, why would you take your car to a body shop that's never been trained? Evans Body Shop is among only 10% of collision repair businesses to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold class shop. We know the latest repair techniques, how to find hidden damage, and how to repair your car's critical safety features so they work properly again. With the safety of your vehicle and your family at stake, choose trained repair professionals. Choose Evans Body Shop.
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
Are your real estate investments being properly managed? Are you sending a check or cashing a check each month? If you're tired of your current property managers, then call Trinity Multifamily. Trinity will qualify your tenants and leases, inspect your properties, and take care of maintenance and provide you with web-based access to current financial reports, leases, and pictures of your property. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Whole Hog Cafe on Phoenix Avenue is now open 11 till 8 Monday through Saturday. Whole Hog Cafe has party packs for your watch party, tailgate party, business meetings, or lunch and dinner for the family. You will see a few new items on the menu to go along with the award-winning barbecue and sides. Whole Hog Cafe, Phoenix Avenue, offers online ordering at wholehogfortsmith.com, along with curbside and delivery service. Or come see us 11 till 8 Monday through Saturday. Follow Whole Hog Cafe on Facebook and Instagram for specials.
The temperatures may be cooling down, but at Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas, the deals are still red hot. Whether you are enjoying one of over 50 state parks or tailgating with your favorite team, Wheels has the right RV to help you enjoy fall in the natural state. And at Wheels RV, every new unit comes with a lifetime warranty. So get out to Wheels and see why they were voted best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Building a home can be stressful. This is true whether you're the homeowner or the contractor. Many times these issues result in a lawsuit. If you are a homeowner or a contractor and find yourself needing legal help, call the attorneys at Kevin Hickey Law Partner. With experience representing homeowners as well as non-payment or other issues that could arise during construction. Contact Brad Hull or Kevin Hickey at 479-434-2414 in the River Valley or 479-802-6560 in Northwest Arkansas. Or check them out on the web at artriallawyers.com.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Crabb.
Nussmeier gonna throw, right corner. Pass is intercepted! Intercepted by Monteric Brown! Brown intercepts it, and now the Razorbacks are going to have a chance to win the game.
Huddle up with John David White and Ty Richardson every Sunday on hitthatline.com or find it on the Hit That Line podcast network. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
It's a lot of fun talking with JD this past Sunday following the LSU win and just kind of getting to go down to Death Valley and experience that was pretty special, I know, for him. And I know it was pretty special for New England Patriots fans last night. They've won 5 in a row. Bill Belichick and company started to get it done. Hunter Henry's had quite an impact on this team. I don't know if he scored. He at one point had, I think, 6 touchdowns in 6 straight games. I need to double check and see if he scored last night, if his streak came to an end. But, Tommy, they had 4 interceptions, and that was the story last night, their defense.
That will about always get you beat. I'm sure there's examples of teams that have given up 4 picks and still won, but I bet it's a short list of teams that were able to do that. Hey, rolling in the parking lot this morning, I'm sure y'all saw it too. A little frost on the pumpkin, a little frost on the windshield this morning. The temperatures are cooling down. It's perfect time to go camping. At Will's RV, they still got red-hot deals to get you out and enjoy some of our state parks, the national parks, tailgating trip, hunting trip, whatever you're looking for. Will's has the right RV to help you enjoy camping in the natural state. And at Will's, every new unit comes with a lifetime warranty. So get to Will's RV and see why, once again, they were voted best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Will's RV.
One of those picks happened to be your former quarterback, Felipe Franks.
Felipe Franks throws, and this one is picked off. Step right up. Felipe Franks throws a pick. Ryan with 2. Rosen with 1, and Felipe Franks throws the first pass of the season for the rookie, and it's intercepted by Adrian Phillips.
Has an expression ever said more than Arthur Smith's?
No. I mean, almost literally, other than the defense kind of hanging in there, really nothing has gone right for the Falcons in this game.
Yeah, well, now it is over.
Atlanta blanked last night again, 25-0, and that was tough. Imagine if you're Franks, Felipe steps in, first pass of the season. You're having to go up against that defense, which has just turned it on as of late. The McCourty brothers, Van Noy. You've got Matthew Judon, who I think is the 3rd leading sack specialist in the National Football League, and your first place pick.
Let's not play him early. We don't want to shatter his confidence.
I was
talking about Franks.
Yeah,
you go out. Your first one. You better go research. If you're the Falcons and you want to prop him up, you better go research Joe Montana threw a pick. Even if it's not true, just tell him Joe Montana threw a pick in his first attempt. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, all of these. You got to find a way to build him back up a little bit.
Peyton Manning's first season, I'm going to double check. I want to say he threw 18 picks or something in his first year.
Yeah, but was it his first attempt?
His first attempt. If I'm a coach, let me find this. He threw, Tommy Drew, guess how many picks Manning threw in his first season as an Indianapolis Colts? It was way more than I thought.
Then I'm going to, obviously it's north of 18, so pure guess, 26.
It's a rookie record. I'm going to say it's closer to 32.
28. Peyton Manning threw 28.
Hey, I win the Showcase Showdown. I'm closest without going over.
I'm under.
All right.
Saw that. Lane Kiffin, there was, and this has to be a Jimmy Sexton story. Until Drew told me this yesterday, did you know Sexton lived in Memphis?
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea about that. I guess it's like a Tom Cruise firm type of thing, but Jimmy Sexton had to have leaked this. Andy Slater, Fox Sports 640 in South Florida, is saying that Lane Kiffin, if he was going to leave the job, it would be for the University of Miami. Again, that's Andy Slater. We'll talk more in depth about that. I don't believe this for a second. Do you? Do you think Lane Kiffin would bolt? I think he's waiting on that LSU job. And I bet his guys are already been in talks and conversation about that. And I bet if LSU offers him that job, he's taking that job.
Man, hard to blame him on that. But I think a lot of misinformation comes out to either pressure one side to make a move and to jump or to get a raise where you're at. I mean, the only thing that can happen for Jimmy Sexton is to make more money. And the only thing that can happen for his client is to make more money. So yeah, I think there's always some misdirection. A reverse handoff. It's always going on here with those guys. I don't trust anything.
Yeah, it's hard to figure it out when you hear sources and stuff. Now, Jake Crane of the J-Boy Show released this yesterday. He's part of Colin Cowherd's network that you had. Lincoln Riley had been offered, I think it was 8-year, $96 million from LSU. So that's I don't know how much you were fishing, how much you're paying attention to stuff that are gone. But that happened. Mel Tucker got apparently offered a 8-year, it's either 10-year, $95 million or something. These numbers are insane that these coaches are getting.
But I've also learned this. You hear these numbers in the course of this process. I mean, who's turning that down, right? If you're Lincoln Riley, what'd you say? 8 years, $96 million? Is that what you said?
I think that's right. Let me double check.
Who's turning that down? Particularly if you get terms like Jimbo Fisher got at A&M. How desperate are they at LSU? Would you give a fully guaranteed contract with no buyout on the other side? That's what A&M did. Dumb. But you hear these numbers and then
8-year, 96. Yep.
Okay, you hear these numbers. Then why aren't they the head coach already? That just sounds too good to be true, right?
Good point.
So and then you see the next coach come in, or sometimes in that case, that same coach that's rumored for these numbers, and they sign for 25% less than this rumored number. So I don't always put a lot of stock into that because I don't care how tied in you are at Oklahoma or any other place. You're not turning down a deal like that.
Arkansas basketball won on Wednesday night against Northern Iowa. J.D. Note had 9 assists, and Jalen Williams also had a good chunk of them as well. Hogstats sent me this. If you don't follow Hogstats either on social media or on his website, he does a fantastic job. Jalen Williams is the best passing big man they've had in quite some time. He's a better version of Trey Thompson. There's people that are talking about he's got shades of Oliver Miller. Oliver is the 6'9" or above, Tommy. Oliver Miller had 296 assists. I was blown away when I heard that.
You said shades of Oliver Miller. He would be in the shade of Oliver Miller.
Yeah.
Oliver Miller was a much bigger dude, not height-wise, but just girth.
Girth.
Yeah, he was a much bigger guy in that regard. But one of my favorite players as a teenager was Oliver Miller. But I saw Hogstats tweet where he had to go back. He could only go back, 25 years because he'd only followed assists and blocks, or he gave 2 kind of secondary categories that he only had ranging back for 25 years. So this was one of the better performances you've seen in an individual game in a quarter century.
By the way, the question you asked earlier about quarterbacks who have thrown notable first interceptions, Matt from Fayetteville texted in, apparently Brett Favre threw a pick six his first play.
So get that in Felipe Franks' ear.
Brett Favre,
it isn't all over for you, son.
I would tell him that as well. All right, 2 more headlines for you before we get into this Sam Pittman stuff. Hidden Valley is coming out with ranch eggnog this year.
Nope.
And I love ranch,
Nope.
but I'm not doing that. That sounds disgusting.
Nope. I'm out with you. I'm there with you. I'm out on that deal.
Last
Are you an
headline-
eggnog guy anyway?
No.
I'm not really either.
I drank it at our Christmas party a couple years ago because there was alcohol in it, but I'm not going to.
If I'm going to get drunk, it's not going to be on eggnog.
Yeah, it'll be something else. So,
Kind of like trying to get drunk on margaritas. That's just not a good plan either.
It's sugary.
Too many calories.
All right, last headline for you. There are petitions going out in Nantucket right now. Nantucket, is that in Rhode Island or Providence? It's up in the Northeast, I know.
Massachusetts, I want to say, but I may
is
be
that
wrong.
okay?
I don't know. All them little states up there, you got to get confused too.
I get Nantucket and the Hamptons confused. I feel like those are the same things.
Yeah,
I
the
think
Hamptons is out on Long Island, right?
Yeah, I feel like that one of those is an island. Or
Way out of
whatever,
our tax bracket.
But they are petitioning to have topless beaches. Are you okay with that? Should they do that?
They need us kind of like college football playoffs. They need a selection committee. I think we can chair this thing. We'll be co-chairs on this thing.
Yeah, we'll just sit.
You're okay. You 3 ladies that are in your 80s, you're not okay.
Can't do. There should be an age limit on that. So that'll do it for your headlines. I do want to get it. So JT and Hot Springs requested that we played this sound. Coming up, there's some good audio from the Razorback football put out about Sam Pittman leading up to LSU, and I want to talk about that. And I'll play also a clip of just kind of the underdog mentality that you have heading into this game against the Crimson Tide.
Hey, the Morning Rush is brought to you by Liberty National Life Insurance Company. If you're looking for affordable life insurance for individuals, families, the self-employed, and small business owners, call our friends at Liberty National Life Insurance Company. Do it today, 479-717-2860. At 717-2860 for Liberty National Life Insurance Company.
First, I want to welcome in Danny in Russellville. Big Mike, I saw your call as well in Waldron. If you want to call back, we'll get you in here. Danny, go ahead. You're up first, buddy.
Good morning, gentlemen. Do you remember when they used to throw Snicker bars on the court when Oliver Miller played?
I vaguely remember that now that you bring it up.
I'd be lying if I said I remember that.
He would pick them up and keep them. That was funny. Oliver Miller was, he couldn't jump, but his arms were so long.
He didn't need
have
to.
Jump. I mean, he just stick his arm up.
Go ask Shaquille O'Neal if he needed to jump, because he's one of the few guys that stuffed Shaquille O'Neal.
Right. He had such long arms. Alabama, do you think they're going to blitz us like LSU? They blitzed us into oblivion in that game. We had trouble running. We had trouble pass protecting. We had trouble. I mean, if it hadn't been for K.J. Jefferson, we wouldn't have scored. He kind of reminds me of a faster Ben Roethlisberger. People would get their hands on him, but they couldn't get him down, and he'd make a play. That's pretty much our best play against LSU was a busted play.
Yeah.
And
hey, Danny, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Who do you think has the better defense, Alabama or LSU?
Oh, I'd say they probably, I don't know. They're both good. LSU's playing good on defense.
I agree, but I think we would say, and I think statistically, Bama would be number one, right? So, and we saw the struggles Arkansas had to move the ball against LSU. So the way to win this game is, can your defense play out of its mind? Can somehow you get a few picks on Bryce Young? Can you shut down their offense? Because that's the only way to keep this baby close and maybe have a chance is kind of the LSU roadmap, right?
And the issue is Arkansas doesn't have the speed or the athletes to do what LSU did and even blitz as much. And that they were doing that with second and third stringers. And they
on a bright note, our defense did look better in that game.
They did.
We actually broke on the ball. We got 2 interceptions. Miles Slusher's getting more comfortable at safety. And we're looking a little better back there, you know.
Yeah.
So,
it's still
all lost, guys. You know, Alabama's Alabama. But we'll take our shot and go Hogs.
Go Hogs. Yeah. All right, so here's the mentality you got to play with walking into this game. You're the underdog. You know that. And you have to take on just kind of this role. And I can't this is a special song or something, but one of y'all will recognize this when you hear it, but it's matched, and I cannot for the life of me think of it, but just listen. This is what you have to have, and then I'll play Pittman stuff coming up.
Here's the thing that makes life so interesting. The theory of evolution claims only the strong shall survive. Maybe so. Maybe so. But the theory of competition says just because they're the strong doesn't mean they can't get their asses kicked. That's right. See, what every long shot come from behind underdog will tell you is this. The other guy may in fact be the favorite. The odds may be stacked against you, fair enough. But what the odds don't know is this isn't a math test. This is a completely different kind of test. One where passion has a funny way of trumping logic. So before you step up to the starting line, before the whistle blows and the clock starts ticking, just remember out here, the results don't always add up. No matter what the stats may say, and the experts may think, and the commentators may have predicted, when the race is on, all bets are off. Don't be surprised if somebody decides to flip the script and take a pass on yelling uncle. And then suddenly, as the old saying goes, we got ourselves a game.
So that doesn't get you hyped up for this game against the Alabama Crimson Tide. I don't know what's going to. We'll hear from Sam Pittman coming up a little bit as well. But that same quote, that same philosophy that you just heard, and again, I cannot for the life of me think of what it's from. I think it sounds like the guy from Monsters, Inc., that actor. But that's what this team is feeling in this game.
It has a Friday Night Lights feel
to it. Yeah, it does. If this game was just played on paper, Alabama would win walking away. But the Texas A&M game wasn't played on paper, and we saw what the Aggies did. Coming off 2 losses, Aggies had just lost to Arkansas and Mississippi State, and then Calzada has the game of his life against the Crimson Tide. The first coach under Saban to ever beat him, that would be Jimbo Fisher. You have the perfect setup to beat this team. You can run the football, and you got a dual-threat quarterback. That has killed Alabama over the years, a dual-threat guy. The Johnny Manziels, the Cam Newtons of the world. You have that set up. You're going to do it? I don't know. We'll find out at 2:30 coming up on Saturday. We'll see how this team responds opening up. But you at least have it set in place where this team can compete in Tuscaloosa come Saturday.
Can you not mess your britches? That's been the problem with Arkansas in a lot of these spots is you go in and you mess yourself. You have a special teams error. The moment's too big for you, and Alabama just consumes you. There's been a few rare exceptions where you've been able to keep it close, and 2014 is probably the best example of that. A lot of people point to 2010, but Alabama, you had an early play on the wheel route from Wingo, but other than that, Bama more or less led the game the whole way, and then you had the interception by Mallett to more or less seal any hope of a comeback from occurring. So, you point to a few moments where you were able to keep it close. It kind of feels like that's the goal, and it, that's loser talk or settling for mediocrity. I don't think it's settling for mediocrity if you can stay close with one of the best all-time programs ever and one of the better teams in the country this year. You weren't able to do it at Athens, Georgia. I don't have a lot of hope that you can, keep it to less than a touchdown this week, but I do think you can keep it to 10 points or 14 points this week if you don't mess yourself, and that means you cannot have,
pre-snaps.
Well, those don't kill you as much as what Arkansas has had time and time again with seemingly special teams gaffes. Now, hopefully you've shored some of that up. You're not going to let Bama block a punt on you. You're not going to let Bama return a punt or a kickoff for a score. Those are the momentum changers and the backbreakers that have just marred this series the last 15 years.
Yep. And somehow, some way, you
don't
can't
snap
have
it over the punter's head in the end zone. Things of that nature.
Dylan Breeden, yeah.
I mean, goodness gracious.
Here's what Nick Saban said pre-LSU, or excuse me, not Nick Saban. Here's what Sam Pittman said pre-LSU. Now, Arkansas does a good job not releasing this stuff prior to. You do it after because it doesn't mean much just unless you win. But here's what Sam Pittman, I keep saying Nick Saban. Sam Pittman said pre-LSU game.
This is going to be a grown-ass man's game tonight. There ain't nobody going out there on that field that ain't a grown-ass man. But I'm going to tell you what they don't have. Arkansas on the front and your name on the back. They don't have that. They ain't got the Arkansas Razorbacks. They don't have it. We're going to turn this game, into our field, and we're going to get that boat, and we're going to stay on this run. Everybody good? Let's go get the boat.
Now, we hear this. We've gotten more of a glimpse, right? You've seen some of the Houston Nutt pregame speeches. Now, there wasn't as much video content back then, but you've heard a little bit of Frank Broyles, but this is kind of a backdoor insight from Razorback football that is nice to have, just the inside of Sam Pittman.
Heard more Coach Broyles as the AD addressing the team than you probably did as the coach historically, but that's the difference right there. Can Sam Pittman, because what he had all of us believing right there, if we had heard that 10 minutes before kickoff, we'd have been ready to run through the brick wall and go beat LSU. The difference is most teams are beat when they get off the bus in Tuscaloosa because they don't believe they can win. They deep down, they'll tell you because they'll tell the microphones that, but they don't deep down believe it. I think Sam Pittman has this team's attention. He has their emotions in his hands. I think he can stir them to believe it. I think Sam Pittman if you can get the team willed to win and believing they can win, you got a chance. But most teams, they fail to get off the bus believing they can win the ball game. They will win the ball game. I think there's a difference. Can we and will we? You got to get to the point where we're going to win the ball game is in their minds.
And I think it helps when they have a stern belief in their starting quarterback, KJ Jefferson, who time and time again has succeeded and shown that even when the defense is not playing up to their standard, that he can do it. And I know last week wasn't the best display offensively, but that wasn't KJ's fault. He didn't get any help blocking either when he was trying to do something, his running backs or his wide receivers. But when it mattered most, KJ had that beautiful play, spun off a tackler, and found Dominique Johnson for, I believe, it was either 42 or 43-yard touchdown. That's the type of plays that you need come Saturday where Bama's zero blitzing or they've got an extra man that you can't block. KJ makes 1/2 guys mix and finds a guy in the back of the end zone or finds a guy for a long game. And he has the ability to do that. We've seen it already this season. And, again, that has been the kryptonite, Achilles heel, and the death nail in Alabama over the years when it comes to quarterbacks who can move.
Yeah, and there hadn't been many of those. I mean, let's not make it out like they lose a ton of games, but can Arkansas take it every time Bama gives you a crack, whether it's an open receiver or, hey, the linebacker ran by you on the blitz and you've got an open gap in the middle of the field? Can you take advantage of it, if nothing else, to get the first down and extend the drive? This Bama defense statistically is still very good. I don't believe it's one of their best all-time defenses, but Will Anderson's a really, really good player at outside linebacker. You got to account for him on every play. And when there's an opening with Treylon Burks, and my fear is they are so good they're going to be able to take Burks out. So who else can step up and catch some footballs, can move the chains? Finding a way to move the chains without Burks is going to be critical for this game plan.
Yeah, because Burks was bottled up this past game, and we saw how inefficient Arkansas's offense was. So I know Kendall Browse was going to take. What kind of stood out to me is, and I know the LSU probably still mixed it up a little bit, LSU did all that same stuff to Alabama the week before. And you think, and that was really the first time all season they'd done that. You think since you've got a good chunk of that on tape, you could counteract that. And Arkansas wasn't able to. If you can't counteract that against Alabama, they're not losing by 2 touchdowns. They're getting beat by 50 tomorrow.
You won't win this game with 16 points.
Yeah, you can't do that. So you've got to be able, if Alabama brings pressure, you got to be able to balance it out with screens, wide receiver screens, bubble screens, running back roll, just whatever it may be. You have to make them pay for bringing pressure. What's the Clay said a quote earlier this week that I thought was excellent. I think it was Paul Petrino that told him, and I might be butchering a little bit. I think he said that a blitz is an opportunity. I think that's what he said. Because when they bring pressure, it is because you get
there's a gap open somewhere. There's a hole open somewhere.
Yeah. Stop bringing situations. And I think that's how he characterized it, if I remember that correctly. So that's how Arkansas's offense has to look when Bama and Pete Golding blitz come Saturday.
Hey, APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group, they have immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area, also in Fort Smith and in Harrison. So if you're a CDL licensed driver without an automatic restriction, you want to work for a company that's got a great sign-on bonus for you. Profit sharing is part of their benefits package, health insurance, vision, dental, life, everything you need. This is a great, big company to go to work for. If you want to be home at nights, work in an environment where there's room for upward mobility, upward growth within the company, get an advancement or advance your career rather, and get promotions, you can do that with APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group. Apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group and APAC Arcola are equal opportunity employers.
There's a new bar coming to Dixon Street that Drew and I are both fond of, so I was thinking, what Arkansas celebrity or legend should have his own bar? And we got a great text in here from Cameron in Fort Smith that says, drinking more. That should be Justin Moore's bar. I think, Cameron, if you sent that to Justin via social media or you got a hold of his agent or his manager, I think that would be something that Justin would like to hear about. I think Drinking More is a fantastic name. If you have a name, you're welcome to text those in 877-377-6963, or a celebrity that may be really Arkansas notable. Maybe they come here from time to time or whatever, but I think that would be fun to just see like an Arkansas big-time celebrity just put their name or put a bar on Dixon Street.
It'd have to be McFadden's
or
Daly's.
That's what I had to write down. McFadden's and Daly's were both.
I'm just thinking of the two biggest names that would still resonate. And let's face it, you got to have a name that resonates with a younger crowd. I mean, that's who. It's not old guys like me that go to Dixon Street. I mean, we go till 9:30 and then we turn it over to you guys. So you need someone. I don't know if John Daly even resonates with the 20-somethings anymore, but he's still as big a name. Him and McFadden are the two biggest names I know of.
I just like the name McFadden's. I just think that's a cool Philly-esque bar type of name, and I think that would fit well.
I bet you could waste some time in a place like that. So, hey, it'd be great to waste time knowing you don't have to take care of your rent or mortgage payments for a year. Go to hitthatline.com, and thanks to real estate agents Nick and Ellie Glidewell and Matt Fowler at Highlands Residential Mortgage and Mountain Home, we're giving away $15,000 to pay your rent or mortgage for the next year. Just enter online at hitthatline.com. You'll see the button that says free rent. You got between now and December 14th to register once a day, every day. All the rules and details are right there for you at hitthatline.com. It's all brought to you by real estate agents Nick and Ellie Glidewell and Matt Fowler at Highlands Residential Mortgage and Mountain Home and ESPN Arkansas.
Steve from Fort Smith texted in. He says, Little Dive Bar by Ashley McBride. I don't mind that one either. So we'll get into this more coming up. But coming up in this next segment to kick off hour number 2, Lane Kiffin to the University of Miami. Are you buying that? We'll talk about it next.
Not a fan of horns up? Neither are we. We prefer horns down on the grill or smoker, especially when flavored with Rub It Snout all grub rubs. Take your food to the next flavor level and be sure to tantalize each of your taste buds. Seriously, try it on anything: fruit, nuts, veggies, meat, snack foods, you name it. Spread the rub. Go to RubItSnout.com to place your order and see where Rub It Snout products are sold. Rub It Snout ships anywhere in the U.S. and offers free local delivery.
Did you know about 1 in 9 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during his lifetime? Unfortunately, all treatment options can have side effects, like erectile dysfunction, urinary leakage, and bowel complications. However, SpaceOAR Hydrogel can help minimize your risk of side effects when used with radiation therapy. To learn more about the risks and benefits of SpaceOAR, visit spaceoar.com. That's spaceoar.com. spaceoar.com. Sponsored by Boston Scientific.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you're a fence builder or have building experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay, health, dental, and vision benefits, plus a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
The 86th Annual World Championship Duck Calling Contest and Wings Over the Prairie Festival is November 26th and 27th, Thanksgiving weekend in downtown Stuttgart, Arkansas. We'll have children's duck calling classes, hot air balloons, exhibitor tents, 5 and 10K great duck races, a beer garden, and the Michelob Ultra Duck Gumbo Cook-Off. The Wings Over Prairie Festival, Thanksgiving weekend in Stuttgart. For more information and a full schedule of events, visit stuttgartarkansas.org or call 870-673-1602.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC is the River Valley's truck superstore. No one has a bigger selection of new and pre-owned trucks. If you need a regular cab work truck, Harry has them, and the biggest selection you'll find anywhere. Over 60 full-size pre-owned trucks are in stock now, and over 250 pre-owned vehicles are on the lot. And for the first time in 90 days, new 2021 trucks are on the ground. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. The area's truck superstore, Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
The Peter Pender Zone of Wave Rural Connect is open. That fiber internet, phone, and TV service you've been hearing so much about is now available for areas south of the Arkansas River, to Coxville, to east of Cecil, and over to Roseville, with amazingly fast internet starting at $49.95 a month. Call 1-833-4WAVE-RC or go online to signup.waveruralconnect.com to get signed up. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities that we serve.
The bloodline of any modern business is their computer network, data storage, and supporting hardware. So who takes care of one of the most important aspects of your business? Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren can handle all your networking services like cabling, firewall, routers, and VPNs, to hardware and software protection from virus and malware. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren, 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag technology without the headache.
So this one time at B-Dubs, a couple of friends came in for football, and they asked for the best seats in the house, which is kind of a trick question. Since we've got wall-to-wall TVs, you can watch the game in any direction. Kind of makes every seat in the house the best seat in the house. So when I explained all that, they just sat at the bar, because you got to be close to the beer on game days. Come into Buffalo Wild Wings for the absolute best game day experience the NFL can offer. Buffalo Wild Wings, to the greatest of all times.
Touchdown! Unbelievable!
Please drink responsibly.
The most wonderful time of the year for the deer hunter is now. Get ready at Jelco Outdoors and bag a wall hanger this year. Orange vest and caps, camo hoodies, insulated coveralls, and overalls for men, women, and children. Warm waterproof boots, tree stands, ground blinds, and grunt calls. Everything you need for deer season is waiting for you at Jelco Outdoors. Good luck and safe hunting from Jelco Outdoors. And remember, a great hunt begins at Jelco.
Oh my gourd, folks. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. This month, I want to say thanks. So I'm on a mission to make car buying easy as pie and help you snag a sweet deal on one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles, each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. This month, you could drive a nicer, newer car and save up to $4,150. That's a lot of dough. So if your old ride is flaky, crusty, burnt, or rusty, don't let it squash your happiness. Trade it for a nicer, newer car now, even if you still still owe money and save up to $4,150. Plus, my For the People approval process makes financing your nicer, newer car easy as pie. Keeping the car you have? Get it ready for winter in our Meineke Car Care Center with half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Deals this delicious won't last long, so visit us today at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, plenty of sunshine. Our high this afternoon near 55 degrees. An increase in the cloud cover tonight and overnight low in the low to mid 30s. Saturday, partly sunny. Our high on Saturday right around 60. Sunday, expecting to see an increase in the sunshine. 50s north, mid 60s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Weather is brought to you by Ramos Roofing, specializing in all roofing needs. 479-420-9903.
You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
I hate Alabama. I hate Alabama.
Is there one game every year where I drink a little more beer? It's over for it's over. We go there or they come here. Ever since 06, they get us every season. I hate Alabama. I hate Crimson Red.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
People who really want to have a good time won't come to a slaughterhouse. And we've got entirely too many troublemakers here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
I don't like you because you're dangerous. That's right. I am dangerous.
Streaming live from
hitthatline.com. I hit the 7-iron like John Daly hits the 3.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
You just gotta keep living, man.
And Tommy Kraft.
We follow orders or people die. Are we clear?
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Yes, sir.
According to Andy Slater of Fox Sports 640 in South Florida, Lane Kiffin would leave Ole Miss for the University of Miami job. Is that a Jimmy Sexton push, or is that actually realistic? We'll discuss coming up to kick off hour number 2. Richard Smith is going to join us at the top of hour number 3, former Razorback wide receiver. He was the one, if you remember, in 2003, the last time you won in Tuscaloosa, caught the game-tying touchdown pass with about 30 seconds left. So we'll talk with Richard coming up later here on The Morning Rush.
Hey, you know, the bloodline of any modern business is the computer network, the data storage, and supporting hardware. I was listening to someone here in the office talk about one of our clients and one of our advertisers who had no internet one day because of the cable company's internet was out. Their cash registers wouldn't work. Nothing would work.
Yeah.
If that's where your business is at, call Daryl and our friends at Hashtag. They can show you how to work around that with backup internet and a lot of other things. We have 2 different services, a backup that our routers fail over to. He got all of that set up for us. So if you need someone to take care of the most important aspect of your business, that's the technology, you need to call Hashtag Managed IT Services. They handle everything from network services like cabling and firewall, your routers, your VPNs, hardware, software problems. They can help you with it, virus and even malware issues as well. That's Hashtag Managed IT Services, 479-802-4978, 802-4978, Hashtag technology without the headaches.
We've also still got some great texts on this new bar on Dixon idea. Chris texted in. He said, Brewers. Didn't think about that. I love the idea of Ronnie and Ron Brewer being a part of that. I think that'd be great. McFadden's needs to have a drink called the Wood because it'll knock you on your butt. That's from CG. Yeah. Mackie D's is from Derek and Rogers.
Just McFadden's.
Just McFadden's.
Yeah.
Pittman's Juice Box Stop from Harry Dog in Fayetteville. This would be more of a new one. Beer with Burks from Jack and Harrison. I guess if Traylon really wanted to start a bar and not go to the NFL, or maybe do it at the same time, he could do that. Drinking daily. I just like dailies. Your last name.
Clean, classic name.
Yeah, and then BG and Rogers says Dailies daily watering home. Dailies is easy, and so is Brewers, and so is McFadden's. It just makes it. Everyone knows who the name would be. Same with Brewers. Yep. Everyone knows exactly who that is. We'll have some more fun with that coming up because we have gotten some good text on that later on. But this Lane Kiffin news.
We ought to just open one up and just call it Frank's.
Like Frank Broyles?
That would be the first thing that would come to mind. I wasn't thinking about Felipe Franks in case you were worried.
I didn't.
Just call it Frank's place.
That or Broyles' place or something like that. Do you think he's more known for his last name or first name? Because I know like the people that knew him as Frank, but I think most people just be like Broyles, and when they hear the name Broyles.
I think you could take it a lot of different ways. So I don't know. Just to me, that has more of the sound like you want a bar like Cheers. Like if I was going to own a bar, I'd want it to be like Cheers, right? Frank's just seems to have that homespun, welcoming name to it. So
I think Travis in Fayetteville says Gritty Littles. Is Steve still? Is he still with us? I know he was a kicker way back when.
As far as I know. But
I always get scared to. Now we're getting some good ones. B in Clarksville and Chris in Paris said bumper pool, billiards, and suds. Bumper could come back and just have bumpers.
A lot of names.
So we'll have some more fun with this later on. But this Lane Kiffin stuff is pretty wild. I read this, and Slater's the only one to have this, and people have just gone off this initial report and statement. I can't see Lane Kiffin leaving Ole Miss for Miami. I could see him leaving for LSU.
I don't know. He loves being near the water.
That is true.
He liked that job at Florida Atlantic because it was near the water. He loved that part, but LSU's close enough to the water as well. I mean, because he liked to sport fish. That was his deal. I don't think he was the lounge on the beach guy. He talked about sport fishing. But you know what he likes more than that is winning football games and making a whole lot of money to do it. Now, Miami could pay him, but that seemingly is a job that just every 4 years they're finding him a new football coach.
Let's see. All right, since Larry Coker, you've had Randy Shannon, Al Golden. Who else has been there? That I can't. Manny Diaz is there now. Mark Richt. Mark Richt got him to I think division title. I don't know if they actually won the ACC championship. There hasn't been a lot of success.
That's his forte, though, is to win division titles.
Yeah,
Mark Richt.
There hasn't been a lot of success at the U since Coker and those fellas did it back in the early 2000s. It's basically been 20 years since that program has had the success that they're used to. And I know several. I mean, you think about that the early 2000s Miami teams and the late to middle 80s Miami teams were just stacked with NFL players all over the roster. But it's not the same. And I mean, there's enough talent around where you could still hone in. I just don't know how attractive a job that is to. But maybe the lifestyle itself could be enough to lure Kiffin away, being as close to the water as you are.
I think you would only consider that if you don't get an opportunity at the LSU job. I mean, if you're an Ole Miss fan, you got to be really concerned about that because, I mean, let's just be honest. We've talked about the record of the last three coaches winning national titles. Lane Kiffin's the kind of coach that could go there and win a national champion. He recruits well enough. He'll keep kids in state at home, and you'll catch Alabama off in a year, or you'll get that one transfer quarterback like you got with Joe Burrow, and you'll make all the stars align. So, do you believe Lane Kiffin's not as good a coach as Ed Orgeron or Les Miles? He at worst somewhere in between. At worst, he's probably better than both of those two, to be honest with you.
It'd be good to have Miami back in the
today's
fold.
Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, I think it'd be good to have Miami back in the competitiveness of college football because you as an Arkansas fan don't like him, and you were so close in, I believe, 87 when we know Atwater dropped that interception, which could have sealed the win. But that would be a fun team to have back into the college football playoff. I think it would add an element that's been missing for about 20 years.
It's only good if Florida State's good too, because then that game that they played, what was it, last weekend? It was okay. I mean, it had some sauciness to it, but
it's not the same.
It's not the same when they're not both top 10 teams. So yeah, Miami being good, I think helps from a national perspective, but you need Florida State and Florida to go along with it. Those rivalry games to mean something. It's just amazing to me. To think about where Florida's at as a program, Florida State and Miami all at the same time. I mean, think about it. Do you ever think 20 years ago or 15 years that could even be possible with recruiting in Florida? But that's just it. I mean, everybody goes into Florida to get dudes.
Kirby Smart and Nick Saban are very okay with that. because they are poaching every good Florida player at Clemson, Dallas.
Right.
I know they've been bad this year, but Clemson's poached the Florida players, Kirby, Nick Saban, Ed Ogeron when he was at LSU. They're fine with that. They want those Florida teams to sell because there's so much talent down there. And if you're a Florida kid, why would you go to Miami, Florida, or Florida State the way they've been as a program as of late?
Yeah, maybe even, UCF and Florida Atlantic and some of those other programs have found their opening as a result of all of this. So, all right, more coming up. Hey, the Fitzman Friday picks are also on the way. We're brought to you by Sassy's Red House and Sassy's Barbecue and Grill. Hey, stop in this weekend. If you're headed to a basketball game in the next few weeks when they get back home, try that award-winning brisket, that tender pulled pork, those great smoked wings that they have. I like the honey sriracha. You can try any of their flavors of the wings. It's all available at Sassy's Red House, the original Red House on North College. Also, Sassy's Barbecue and Grill. You'll find them just off the Weddington exit on Steamboat Drive. Eat, drink, and be sassy at Sassy's Red House and Sassy's Barbecue and Grill.
Talk about some adjustments that Arkansas needs to make, plus the biggest Alabama quarterback tool rankings are coming up. Which Alabama quarterback did you detest the most over the years? We'll answer that next on the Morning Rush. Streaming back and better than ever. All eyes are on the gridiron as teams are back for another football season. As always, BetOnline is your #1 spot for all the pro and college football action this season. With the new updated site and interface, even more odds, props, and contests, BetOnline continues to be the #1 source for everything football. Head to your website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Don't forget to use our promo code BELIEVE to receive your bonus. That's BLEAV. From football, basketball, boxing, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of these amazing offers for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Do you know the difference between admission and confession? Admission is acknowledging the truth of something. Confession is a formal statement agreeing that you're guilty. Greg Allman admitted he's no angel, but that doesn't mean he confessed his guilt before God. Romans 10:10 says, one believes and is justified, and with the mouth one confesses and is saved. Confess to God that Jesus died in your guilty place, and then you'll receive His amazing grace. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Pray about it.
The Game Day Lodge in Branson is the perfect place for corporate retreats, golf trips, and team building activities. Companies often kick off the new year with planning or goal-setting retreats, and the perfect place is Game Day Lodge. They still have availability during the weeks for November and December, and Game Day Lodge is decorated for Christmas, so guests can make great family memories. It's the ideal time to book spring golf trips to Branson before the dates fill up. Just search Game Day Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Airbnb, and VRBO. For all of your golfing needs, stop by the Golf Nut today, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith.
Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer opens like every other seltzer, pours like every other seltzer, but it's not like every other seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low cal, so you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Do you own apartment complexes, condos, and rental property? Then you have made a great investment. Now make another great decision by calling Trinity Multifamily to help you maximize your return. Trinity Multifamily offers full-service property management, marketing, leasing, sales, and all the services to make your cash flow. Take the hassles and frustrations out of ownership and call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Farm Credit has been a trusted friend for over 100 years. They are ag financing experts. So whether you're a longtime farmer, new to farming, or buying your dream home or land in the country, their experienced staff has a plan to fit your goals, needs, and your bottom line. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com. Farm Credit is an equal opportunity lender.
Hey, grounds guys.
Hey, what?
Now that fall is here, my flower beds are looking awful. Is there anything y'all can do to help me with that?
You called the right place. The grounds guys, you can leave the yard work to us by cleaning up your flower beds, adding in some nice fall color, putting in some fresh mulch, cleaning up all the leaves and twigs out of your yard, whatever it is you need to keep your home's curb appeal looking great all year. That's what we specialize in. Call 479-303-GUYS. That's 303-4897 and say,
Hey, grounds guys.
Get $25 off any fall service.
Have you ever been to River City Bistro for a brunch on the weekends? Every Saturday and Sunday. River City is open at 10 a.m. with a special brunch menu. Eggs and omelets any way you like. Premium bacon, sausage and ham, waffles, eggs Benedict, and a great drink menu featuring mimosas, Bloody Marys, and all your brunch favorites. We will see you for brunch every Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. at River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
KJ gets the snap, gives it to Dominique. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Are you entered to win free mortgage for a year? Go to hitthatline.com for more details. Brought to you by real estate agents Nick and Ellie Glidewell and Matt Fowler at Highlands Residential Mortgage and Mountain Home.
LSU had some adjustments that they used prior to playing Alabama, and it resulted in a 20-14 loss. Now, but they were close. Max Johnson had a chance at Hail Mary at the end of the game. Would have gotten called back because of a face mask. But what they were able to do is stifle Bryce Young and that Alabama offense. Can Arkansas do something similar? We'll talk about that coming up. But first, I want to share with you about Razorback Camper Sales. Hey, fall camping season is here, and they have a huge selection of travel trailers, fifth wheels, and pop-ups. They also offer full prep and setup at no extra cost, so you can leave the lot and start camping immediately. You'll have access to the best parts and service department in the state, and it's the oldest family-owned RV dealer in Arkansas. They've been in business for over 50 years. Come see where our customers are always happy in Hot Springs or online at RazorbackCamperSales.com. Again, LSU these last 2 weeks defensively has looked really good. They limit Arkansas to 16 points in overtime, 13 in regulation, and then 20 points to Alabama the week before. They brought a lot of pressure, as Arkansas did on Max Johnson and Gus Nussmeier this past week. And what kind of pressure and what kind of situation can you find yourself with Bryce Young, who has the ability to elude pressure? We've seen it this season. Maybe not as good as KJ, but Bryce is a great passer, and Tommy, there's a reason he's likely going to end up in New York for the Heisman Trophy presentation.
Yeah, kind of hard to believe he wouldn't be one of the finalists right now for that award. And maybe his teammate Will Anderson on the other side should be getting more consideration as well. But the outside linebacker. But for Arkansas, it's not inflicting wounds on yourself early in this ball game. Arkansas can't turn the ball over. You can't fumble the ball. You can't make special teams gaffes. Yeah, there's been a problem with the 5-yard penalties and getting behind the chains, but that might be the least of your concerns with some of the things Arkansas has done historically against Bama. So to me, you can't get a punt attempt blocked. You can't have a field goal blocked. Those are the kinds of things that just seemingly do you in for the whole day. And if that happens early, you're not coming back from that on the road in Tuscaloosa. They're going to be flashing them LED lights. They're going to have the light show going early, and it's not going to be no fun.
Well, even Jonesboro texting, he says his prediction is Alabama 42, Arkansas 38. He's wishing also luck to his Marion Patriots tonight as they take on Benton, who will be Marion's the underdog in this one. So he's hoping that ends up playing out.
The big night of high school playoff football.
Quarterfinals, right?
Well, it depends on which classification you're looking at. So for the upper classifications, yes, quarterfinals. For the 2, 3, and 4, it's second-round play.
Arkansas, to my knowledge, felt confident heading into the Georgia game and just got swatted, smacked, destroyed, whatever adjective, adverb you want to use. It was embarrassing. I was sitting there thinking to myself, sitting there in Sanford Stadium, man, this is not going to go well, that opening possession, and then they got the punt block. Everything went wrong in that game. But I don't think they lack confidence into this. And I think they learned from the mistake in what happened in Athens, going to another difficult venue in Tuscaloosa, playing a team similar to the stature of Georgia. And here was Sam Pittman on Paul Feinbaum yesterday on just the confidence level of his team right now.
Yeah, I think it says something for recruiting. I think it obviously helps there where, you're starting to beat some of the premier, the upper level teams of the SEC. I think that obviously helps. And then your team itself, it certainly is a confidence booster for the team. And we've talked about trying to make a run here at the end of the year like we had at the beginning. And so far we've done well with that. And talking about that and being able to do it boosts confidence.
You got to get after Bryce Young. They can't score 40-something points on you. Not to say that the Arkansas offense isn't capable of the pace, but Tommy, it's not going to be easy sledding going up against the Crimson Tide front seven. There's a couple of things that makes me positive about this game. One, you have a dual threat quarterback. Two, Arkansas has gone up against a talented Mississippi State defensive line and made pretty good work of them, over 200 rushing yards. You had a really good first half against A&M until KJ got injured. You looked really good offensively there. So they made some really talented defensive lines look bad this season. Now, Georgia, we know what happened in that game. That's kind of the outlier this season. And I know LSU, you didn't look good at all this last week, but I think Kendall Briles is going to come into this game with adjustments, and they're going to look a lot better offensively Saturday afternoon in Tuscaloosa.
How much blitzing does Alabama do? I mean, you sit here and say, well, are they going to need to blitz? I mean, if Arkansas gets 3rd and short, or if Arkansas gets what are the spots where Alabama will want to bring pressure? And as you noted earlier, a blitz is an opportunity. Could Arkansas hit that? Could they get the slant when the linebacker's coming? Could you make the right call on a running play and run right by it? Or does Alabama just sit back and play it safe and continue to force punts? I'll be interested to see how much blitzing and how much exotic stuff that Saban and Golding actually dial up.
I think it just depends on the situation. And if you watched the game last week against Arkansas, why would you not blitz if you're Alabama? Arkansas had no answers in that football game outside of a great KJ Jefferson play. That was it. I mean, you look at the game itself, for the most part, I don't know what they ended up with total yardage, but Clay said it earlier this week, Alabama is stick to more in the 4 down and just stay in their sets and they confuse it, cover 2, cover 3, whatever they're going to do, but they don't blitz as much. But if you're Alabama, how do you not lick your chops at what LSU did this past week to Arkansas?
But LSU needed to do that. I don't know that Bama's going to need to do that. LSU was not playing with a lead. That was a war the whole way. I don't think Bama's going to find themselves likely in that situation.
And that's, I think, a fair point. It just depends. But if Arkansas's clicking offensively when you're sitting back and they're able to run the football, then I think it all depends on what happens early, right? If Arkansas has success offensively early on against, I say base Alabama, I'm just talking about when they're not blitzing, right? Then I think Pete Golden and Nick Saban will adjust. And that's one of the things that some teams have had success early on against Alabama, and then a lot of times Golding and Saban adjust the defense in the second half. They kind of take over. You're hoping that the duration of the football game, KJ Jefferson keeps finding nooks, crannies, and places to fit the football and run the football, and that Arkansas's offense will keep you in the fourth quarter.
I mean, I think you blitz enough to maybe keep them honest, bring enough, but if you can beat a team with your base stuff, you don't show any of that, right? You don't put any more on film than you have to. I mean, it's not like a trick play on offense, but it's kind of your trick plays on defense. But so I don't think you use any of that stuff leading into one of your biggest rivalry games of the year, and this is Auburn's best chance maybe in the last 3 years to really make some noise here. They now without Bo Nix, maybe they can't with Finley.
I was going to say I can't see.
I'll retract that statement now that Bo Nix had surgery and he's out, but. but it's still a rivalry game, So I don't know. I just don't think Bama's going to blitz a ton. I'm not going to say none, but I just don't think you're going to see blitz pressure on every third down just because they can. I just don't think they're going to do that.
Mm-hmm. What do you
if they're playing from a comfortable lead?
What do you think? 877-377-6963. You're welcome to jump in on this conversation on how you think the game is going to go tomorrow. Nate brings up that special teams has been a lot better as of late, and I think that's been a huge point of emphasis and really a positive for Arkansas that you've realistically won your last 2 games thanks to special teams, and the other team has faltered because of special teams. And I say LSU faltered. LSU not necessarily faltered in special teams. You just had a better special teams performance than they did that game. Not by much, but Cam Little kicked the game-winning field goal. So
you're not going to win a field goal contest
No.
with these. You're not going to stick with Bama kicking field goals. So it may be a victory in some series just to be in field position to kick that field goal. But Arkansas is going to have to score 3 touchdowns and probably a few field goals to have a chance in the fourth quarter. My guess is you better have 24 or 27 points, something like that, going into the fourth to be within 10 or something of that nature.
Do you like Bryce Young, just as a person or as an individual?
I don't really know him.
I've listened to his he's got a podcast he does with Jake Crane each and every week, and I've enjoyed listening to him.
Okay.
He seems as a relatively not cocky. He seems like he's pretty kept to himself or whatever. And some are like that. Some quarterbacks are like that. Some aren't. And so I thought of this last night, and the reason I kind of wanted to do this morning, I got stiffed by 3 Alabama quarterbacks this week. I typically get when we set up the show each and every week, I like to have an opposing coach or opposing player on that either coached at a program or that played there. And so Greg McElroy, John Parker Wilson, and who's the other one? Jay Barker all sent them stuff. Didn't hear anything back. So I was a little irritated by that. So I was like, who is the biggest tool to ever play quarterback at the University of Alabama? Some guys you probably really liked, some guys you didn't like so much. So here's the notable names I came up with. I just referenced 3: McElroy, Jay Barker, John Parker Wilson. When he got hit by Sam Alajabutu in 2006, that was one of the best hits I've seen in a college football game. You don't slow up on the sidelines in the Southeastern Conference. JPW learned this lesson. The other guys that I come up with, these are guys you probably like. I could be wrong, but you probably do. Joe Namath, Bart Starr, and Kenny Stabler. Some of the others, A.J. McCarron and Brody Croyle. Those are the 8 guys. Did I miss one? Is there a notable Alabama quarterback in this list that I missed?
Well, you had Stabler and Namath in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think you missed any.
Okay.
Of them.
Jalen Hurts, I think it would be. I like Jalen Hurts a lot. We know he transferred to Oklahoma. Tua Tagovailoa is more recent. Mac Jones, more recent. So which would you say is your least favorite? Who do you not like of this list?
Probably John Parker Wilson.
Why him?
He just seemed to always have kind of that arrogant, smart aleck kind of body language and the way he carried himself. So
he is the color analyst for that broadcast, along with Eli Gold, as it stands now. Was he on that 2007 team that narrowly beat Arkansas in Tuscaloosa? That first Nick Saban
I'd have to
team?
look that up. Yeah. I don't know.
I think he was, and I think that game's frustrating. There was a 3rd and 8 call at the end of that game, just a pass interference that got thrown that was not a pass interference at all that Alabama ended up using because you were up 4 in that game. Alabama's driving, and you ended up losing. Darren McFadden had a terrific day. I think he went over for 200 yards, or it was maybe it was 180 or something like that. But that game was irritating. I just think there's a persona. Now, this is not the same persona that Ole Miss quarterbacks have because they're the worst, right? Any pushback on that? Ole Miss has the worst, most tool DB-looking quarterbacks in college football year after year. The Chad Kellys. I'm not going to say this for Bo Walsh because he came on our show, but
that's what gets you the pass, clearly, folks.
Chad Kelly. Who else is Matt Corral now? They had Jeremiah Masoli. You have to look like an idiot to go and play quarterback for Ole Miss. Alabama is kind of a step below that because they at least have the pedigree and stuff to back it up a little bit. But it definitely seems there's an arrogance about them. And even if they're a nice guy, like these guys could be cool and nice. I love Bart Starr. He's a Packer, but you still are just like, man, they have everything that you want to have as an Arkansas football fan.
Jay Barker, we had him on the show one time at SEC Media Days, and he did morning radio there in Birmingham on WJOX for a while, and he's married to a country music star. So I mean, he's got a pretty good life. I thought he was a good guy. So,
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Who's he married to again?
Is it Sarah Evans, right?
Man, his life sucks.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Man, Mr. Pip texted. He says Brody Croyle couldn't stand him. I think Croyle was on that 03 team that is the last team to lose to Arkansas in Tuscaloosa. I believe that's correct on that. So, again, Richard Smith's going to be joining us at the top of the 8 o'clock hour to get that on. B. Clarksville says he hated Greg McElroy as a player, but he liked him as an analyst. It's got to be tough as a former Alabama player, or any player for that matter, to speak on the SEC network, right? Because people expect you
to be a cheerleader for him.
Yeah, and then
a homer.
When you're honest and open about, hey, they have a deficiency there, or they're not good here, then they come with you with pickets and stuff.
Yeah, clearly you hate Alabama. Wait, I went there.
Yeah, I went there. Mafia Matt says John Parker Wilson has a punchable face.
Try that. See how far you get with that.
Huh?
Try that and just see how far you get.
To punch him in the face?
Yeah.
I think he'd probably come back. He's 6. I mean, those quarterbacks are 6 whatever. I don't know.
I can't believe all 3 high-hatted you. You know, did you not tell them, BES, did you not tell them you were the youngest sports talk host in Arkansas?
Don't make jokes when I'm drinking water. I'm going to spit it up for myself.
Well, it was BE's joke, but I think it's a great point. I mean, clearly they didn't read the fine print on your business card.
I've just never understood it. I'm really cognizant about when someone emails me or sends me a text message, even if I can't do something, I feel like I always text or email back, unless I'm just mad at the person.
Yeah, but you weren't a quarterback at Alabama either.
Yeah, you just have that cocky arrogance about it. I think Greg up at the SEC Network and ESPN, I think Jay doing his own radio show, married to Sarah Evans, and John Parker is the color analyst. I think he's doing finances too. Down there, I know a lot of quarterbacks will do that financial sector, and then they'll also do some stuff on the side. But I think they're all. I don't think they're sweating it this morning that they're not.
No, they're probably not worried at all about the
bit.
career loss that they had by missing out on being
agonizing pain,
right.
Agonizing
man,
suffering.
What a lost opportunity! I
can't
believe I passed on that. Man, what it could have done to elevate my social media cred. Oh, tell you what else you could have done to elevate your social media cred and your. Probably your cred with your buddies is taking them to Buffalo Wild Wings last night. Mark it on your calendars for Thursdays. It's buy one, get one free. It's Boneless Thursdays where you get buy one, get one free, hot and crispy boneless wings. Plus, there's Thursday night football on all the TVs around the restaurant. So it's a great place to hang with your buddies, and your crew will not leave hungry when you go to Buffalo Wild Wings. So get to Buffalo Wild Wings in Fort Smith, Conway, Little Rock, Sherwood, and in Jonesboro for all the greatest times. Buy one, get one free. Boneless wings on Thursdays at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Now, I need you guys to know where the hell the boot is, okay? So after the game, you'll know where to go. The boot's going to end up down there by our locker room about the 20-yard line, and it's going to be waiting on your ass. It's going to be sitting right there. 24-karat laced gold sitting there, 200 pounds, and it's going to be sitting there looking at you. Well, look at the clock. Look at you. Boot, looking at the clock. Look at you. When it strikes 0, the boot is expecting you to run over to it and grab it. You need to know where the boot is because you're going to bring it damn home.
That was Sam Pittman earlier in the week. Ridgeback Football put that out. And while this is not a trophy game, Arkansas desperately wants to beat these guys. You hadn't beat them since 06. You hadn't beat them in Tuscaloosa since 03. This is a game that you've wanted. It's a B. We talked about it. And then Sam Pittman and Ridgeway and some other guys, Clay's wrote a piece or two on it. The 4 Bs, right? Bowling, you did that against Mississippi State. Mm-hmm. Boot, LSU, Bama, and then Battle Line. Those are the 4 Bs. You've got 2 of the 4 Bs. Can you get the third one? This is going to be the most difficult of the Bs that you got to achieve and capture. But, man, it'd be a great B to have take it home.
Well, it'd be, I mean, and it seems like Sam Pittman's the coach that really, truly deserves to knock this off, to end this long, miserable streak of losses to Bama. One thing you hear in these clips, you played a couple of them this morning, Ty, is he gets his team to visualize the reward, visualize that trophy, visualize and realize that moment where, hey, here's what we're going to do when we win this game, and he goes through it and that's part of the belief process. Now, I don't know what speeches he's given this week about that, and you'll probably never see the light of day if you don't win the football game. But one thing he does is he puts his team in the mindset that they can visualize what's going to happen and what the real fruits of their labor will be when the game's over and you've won it. So that's a big part of the process of actually getting off the bus at the stadium and believing, hey, we're going to win the game today.
There will be a packed house this Saturday. There was not in Death Valley. It's still a hostile environment, tough place to play, and a great win for this Arkansas team. It would be that much sweeter if you somehow did in Tuscaloosa. Plus, the team's better. We know that, but there ain't going to be an empty seat open in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I'll tell you that right now. That game is going to be on CBS. It's a high-profile game, and Alabama fans want to win. And I will say this. Alabama fans, I've heard a few. I've seen. What I always do is I get on message boards and stuff like that, and there's not a ton that think Arkansas is going to win the football game, but I have seen that they're not as confident about this year as they have been in years past. And I think that's evident to what Sam Pittman's building and what KJ is as a quarterback, right? KJ Jefferson is just the most unique quarterback you've had since Matt Jones, right? The fact that he can do so much with his legs and his arm, and he's going to have to play almost a near flawless game tomorrow for you to have a chance to win.
True dual threat quarterback that you haven't, like I said, you haven't had almost 20 years. So yeah, I mean it gives an element to Arkansas's offense that's just much different than what Bama has done, and they can't really go back and watch how you played Arkansas last year or the year before because Felipe Franks was a much different quarterback, didn't run it, but he was very accurate with his arm. So this is a guy that can throw it, not going to probably more dangerous as we know throwing it deep, but I think he's gotten better on the intermediate and shorter routes. The question is, what's Bama going to allow you? Where's the crack? Where's the crease? I'll be interested to see, can you run between the tackles at all for any success? Can you get 4 or 5 on average? That would be a huge, huge win for Arkansas's offense if they can do that.
We had Darren McFadden on at some point. I think it was this summer. We've had him on twice. He's been gracious enough to give us some of his time twice. And I remember asking him the question about this game in 2007, which we know Arkansas lost. It was a fantastic football game. And yes, John Parker Wilson was the quarterback back then. Arkansas lost this game 41-38. You have Alabama throwing that touchdown with 8 seconds left. But Darren did everything he could. Had 195 yards, 2 touchdowns, 33 carries. And we know the 3rd and 2 play, he gets in the shotgun in the Wildcat formation and pumps up the crowd before that. You have to have an individual like Treylon Burks who is so locked in, so ready to play these guys. And we know the Alabama team in 2007, Saban's first year, is not the same team in 2021. But this is why you play football. This is why you go to the University of Arkansas, for opportunities and chances like this. To ruin a season, to be the first team that's beaten the Crimson Tide in 15 years. Is that right? 15, 16? Was it 06? Yeah, 15 years. That's the opportunity you have in front of you tomorrow afternoon. I hope this team, even if they don't win, I hope they grab the bull by the horns. I don't think this team's going to play scared, and I think they learned a lot from what happened in Athens to what's going to happen in Tuscaloosa.
All right, so all of our pregame begins tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., and then we're live at 9:30. We got the Lindy Show from 9 to 9:30, and then we're on at 9:30 to 11:30 with Learfield coming on. Phil and the crew will be with you from Tuscaloosa. And then Chuck and Quinn will have the play-by-play coverage, and then we're back after the game. Let's see, Drew and Zach, right? Drew and Zach following the game tomorrow with all the Hog reaction. So you can be here all day long for coverage, beginning with a look around the SEC, beginning at 9 a.m. with Lindy's Football Report.
I need to ask my dad and my stepmom if they're going or not. I feel like they haven't decided.
You don't know?
Yet. They haven't told me if they're going or not. They got the tickets in the hotel. They just got to move on Monday, so I still think they're kind of up in the air. Moving on the week of Thanksgiving. That's not
big ask.
Ideal.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to have to help out around the house with the cooking.
There you go. Hey, big weekend at Gaston's. Always love the dinner specials they have for the weekend. Cajun redfish, one of my favorite things, man. It's cooked right, man. It is great, and you know that Chef Rick's going to do it up right. Cajun spices, char grilled, then finished with an avocado rum butter. That is one of the dinner specials you can find online at Gastons.com. Stuffed pork chops, triple cut pork loin chop. That's probably got at least 2 bones in it with all the herbs. It's got ricotta cheese, smoked Gouda, all filling that stuffed pork chop. Man, what a great selection there. Chicken marsala, and then, of course, Saturday night, chicken marsala. I just kind of glanced over that, but, man, I bet that's good, too. And then Saturday night, the roast prime rib, a 12 and 16-ounce cut available. Plus their full menu. Go to Gastons.com, click on menu. You'll see the restaurant, the specials. Of course, everything comes with that John Boat salad bar and a great view of the White River. Can't wait to dine this weekend. Get your reservation at Gastons. Gastons White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Hey, this is Cam Little, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
The temperatures may be cooling down, but at Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas, the deals are still red hot. Whether you are enjoying one of over 50 state parks or tailgating with your favorite team, Wheels has the right RV to help you enjoy fall in the natural state. And at Wheels RV, every new unit comes with a lifetime warranty. So get out to Wheels and see why they were voted best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt, and we're from the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
So, Matt, check this out. 'Twas the night before game day, and all through the shop, everyone was excited the Hogs would come out on top. The stockings were hung on the goalposts with care, in hopes that a Razorback victory soon would be theirs.
Your dad's side just won't go away, will it?
Nope, and you know what? It never will.
Folks, while Dad seems to be Dad, Christmas shopping has officially begun.
And everybody wants Razorback stuff for Christmas.
The Stadium Shop is the perfect place for all those Hog fans on your Christmas list.
Yep, Matt's right. Whether it's a t-shirt, sweatshirt, or fan cave stuff, the Stadium Shop has what all Hog fans want.
Razorback stuff!
So stop by 989 South Razorback Road next to Baumwalker Stadium, or Matt, if you will, tell them about that interwebs WW stuff.
Sure. Our website is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com. Or you can call us at 479 Stadium, 479-782-3486. Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC is the River Valley's truck superstore. No one has a bigger selection of new and pre-owned trucks. If you need a regular cab work truck, Harry has them, and the biggest selection you'll find anywhere. Over 60 full-size pre-owned trucks are in stock now, and over 250 pre-owned vehicles are on the lot. And for the first time in 90 days, new 2021 trucks are on the ground. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. The area's truck superstore, Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
It's time to plan the Christmas party for your business or family. And the place to make it a special and memorable time is at Doe's Eat Place in Fort Smith. Award-winning steaks and atmosphere, along with the largest selections of adult beverages in the River Valley, await your evening. When you think about what to get that hard-to-impress boss or family member, gift certificates from Doe's are sure to impress. Don't delay. Call Doe's Eat Place at 784-9111. That's 784-9111. Doe's Eat Place, open 5 till 9 Tuesday through Thursday and 5 till 10 Friday and Saturday.
Frank Roll Furniture's November Super Black Friday Plus sale. We are running a sale that will save you hundreds of dollars. On top of that, we are having our Super Black Friday Plus sale all month long. Here's where the plus comes in. After saving hundreds of dollars on already marked down prices, get another 10% off on top of that. Frank Roll Furniture's November Super Black Friday Plus sale. Frank Roll Furniture. Best seats in the house.
So this one time at B-Dubs, a couple of friends came in for football, and they asked for the best seats in the house, which is kind of a trick question. Since we've got wall-to-wall TVs, you can watch the game in any direction. Kind of makes every seat in the house the best seat in the house. So when I explained all that, they just sat at the bar, because you got to be close to the beer on game days. Come into Buffalo Wild Wings for the absolute best game day experience the NFL can offer. Buffalo Wild Wings, to the greatest of all times.
Touchdown! Unbelievable!
Please drink responsibly.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. If you're going to do some cold water bass fishing, you need to be using a Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. It's the best lure for duplicating a small school of shad and can be worked from the top of the water column to the bottom. Whether you're trying to win a bass tournament or whoop up on a bunch of white bass and stripers, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. will catch them. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr.
Sir,
Sir, the backyard's under attack. What is it, Johnson? Army worms, sir, and they're tearing everything up. Army worms. Launch a counterattack. Call Tri-Hill. Serving the River Valley since 1986, Tri-Hill Turf and Pest Control are there for all your needs. Just give us a call at 479-782-0404, and we'll put them worms back in the barracks.
You have a job, kids, and a million things to do in no time, and now your car needs to be serviced or fixed or tires? Jody'sAuto.com will make your life easier. Free shuttle service. Pickup delivery service free when you spend $75 and only $10 if less. Jody'sAuto.com will make your life easier and take better care of your vehicle at the same time. Hi, Kim Bircher. See, the thing is, Jody'sAuto.com does everything. Everyday oil change specials. Tires are price matched, including the warehouse clubs and all the best brands. Any services, brakes, alignments, all the way to engines, and any maintenance. You are trusting your vehicle to a local company in business for 37 years. Voted best of the best time and time again. Honesty and customer service is always our number one goal. We will make your life much easier. Jody'sAuto.com. JODYS Auto.com.
ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir. Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Arkansas wins the national championship! The Arkansas Razorbacks have completed the dream season!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Saw this stat from Saturday Down South. Sam Pittman's the first Arkansas head coach to defeat 3 ranked opponents in his first 14 games since Lou Holtz. So it's been quite some time that you've had that success. Arkansas soccer takes on Virginia Tech tonight in the Sweet 16. We had Coach Colby Hale on yesterday. He was fantastic. You can go back and listen to that interview. And best of luck to him and his players tonight as they take on the Hokies. And then last thing, there was a really cool reveal for John Ridgeway that the Razorback football team put out with Stephen Jones telling Ridgeway that he had been invited to the Senior Bowl. Take a listen.
Hey, Ridge. How you doing, man?
Good.
Hey, somebody from the Senior Bowl got a little message for you, man. Have a seat.
All right.
Let's see what you think.
From one hog to another, I'd like to congratulate John Ridgeway on being invited to the 2022 Reese's Senior Bowl. Go Hogs.
You know what that was?
Yeah.
Freaking Stephen Jones, bro.
Yeah, that's really nice.
One hog to another. Congratulations, man.
I'm going to be honest. Looking at Ridgeway's face, I don't think he had a clue who that was. Dead serious. And the only reason I know who Stephen Jones, not that I don't know who he is, but the only reason I know what he looks like is because every time I watch a Cowboys game, they zoom into the box.
And he's right next to
and
Jerry.
He's sitting next to his dad. And that's the older. And Shy's back there. John Stevens back there. They've got the whole crew back there. But that's the only reason I know who he is. I don't think John knew who he was at all.
But he'd like to know real soon, right?
Yeah, he would. So he'd love to be a Dallas Cowboy. And that's going to do it for your Hog Update, and it's brought to you by Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
I'd like to welcome in our buddy Sean from the Fenceman this morning as we're going to get into our Fenceman Friday picks as always. Now, did you text Clay? Or did anyone text Clay?
We'll let Drew pick for Clay.
Okay. You gonna pick for Clay? Are you cool with that? Is that cool? How are you doing this morning? You were telling us a little colder. I get up and I see it's 32. I throw on the big heavy duty jacket. It's been a little cold this weekend, it looks like.
We had to break out the ice picks this morning.
I know I had to scrape my car. You know, I was dumb, and I don't do this anymore. Back in high school, my dad saw me do it. It's like, what are you doing? I used to put a bucket of hot water on my windshield.
Oh, no.
That's a good way to bust a windshield.
Yeah, to just shatter the whole thing. I was like, well, I'm just getting the ice off, and my dad's just shaking his head. It's like, what are you doing, kid? It's like, that's how you shatter the whole thing. But, yeah, don't do that anymore. I scrape it off like a man. And now it's time to get into our Fenceman Friday picks.
Fenceman Friday Fix. Call the Fenceman for all kinds of fences, controlled access, and custom iron projects. 479-782-3936. The Fenceman. We ain't afraid of no work.
Gonna be honest, this is a terrible week for SEC football. It's cupcake week, as some have dubbed it. There's a reason that Arkansas and Alabama are playing on CBS. It's
truly the best game.
Yeah, it's the only ranked game in the Southeastern Conference this week. It's one of 3 this weekend, and I think there's only 3 interconference games this weekend, if I remember that right. We'll start with one of them that's probably going to be a blowout. Vanderbilt taking on the Ole Miss Rebels. Rebs are 36.5-point favorites in this one. Tommy, where are you going to go on this?
I don't know that Vandy can score 6, and I think Ole Miss will score far more than 36. So I'm going to go with Ole Miss and lay nearly 37 points.
I'm going to go Ole Miss as well. Sean, you going to go red and blue, or are you going to go gold and white?
Oh, I'm with you guys. I don't think Vandy's got – no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, I do too. Drew, where do you pick it for Clay? You going Vandy or Ole Miss? Anchor down. You're going Vandy.
Oh, my God. Here we
Clay's
go.
going to be mad at you.
I don't think Clay would do that.
Florida at Missouri. This game is line is a lot closer than I thought it would be. The Tigers are just 8.5-point underdogs at home. Florida has looked dreadful. They gave up over 50 points to Samford this past week. They lost to South Carolina. This is a football team that doesn't look like it wants to play for Dan Mullen anymore. But will they beat the Tigers by 9 or more this week, Tommy?
You know, Columbia, Missouri's a sleepy place to go play, and sometimes you can get lulled to sleep there. But I'll take Missouri in the points. I think Florida wins the game, but this will be close.
Sean?
Well, you know, Missouri borders us, and I do fences, so
you've got a method to your madness.
I got a method to my madness there. I'm going to support my Missouri customers.
Drew, what are you going to say for Clay in this one? Okay, Norm Mizzou.
Are you going to be Island Boy here?
I'll be Island Boy. Yeah, I'll take the Gators
pick.
and I'll take the Gators in this one. Iowa State going to Oklahoma after Oklahoma loses its first game of the season. The Cyclones are 4-point underdogs heading to Norman before Oklahoma has the big battle in Bedlam in Stillwater next week. Tommy, you going Sooners or you going Cyclones?
OU.
Sean?
Well, you know where I'm going.
Bordering State?
Bordering State.
Okay.
Got to go. And I think Oklahoma is pretty embarrassed from what happened, so they're going to come back with a vengeance.
Drew? OU? I can't island this one. I think OU's going to have a much better showing this week against the Iowa State Cyclones. I'd love to see Matt Campbell's squad come in and just immediately erase their already small playoff chances, but I think they're going to get it done by 5 or more this week. Arkansas at Alabama. The line I have is 20.5. Do we want to fabricate it, change it a little bit, contort it to make it better?
It is what
it is. We want to make it 3 touchdowns and a half to make it so they could lose by 3 touchdowns and they could still cover.
No, I think 20.5 is the number. I'll take the Hogs and get nearly 3 touchdowns. I think they can keep this one close.
Hogs as well, Sean?
Same here, yeah. I think I would love to see them win, but I think they'll get close.
Yeah, Clay would take the Hogs. We don't need you to ask on that. So.
If the Hogs played a little bit better against LSU, I think we'd have a better chance.
Okay,
we'll see.
Drew's pick. What would Clay pick? Hogs. Okay, thank you. I was just saving you the effort.
But
I bet against Alabama, Ford's come back and bit me in the rear end. I can't. I think I've said it all week. I think this game's going to be closer than expected. So I think we're all on the Hogs this week.
Yeah.
Man, if they could win that game, I think, I don't know what I'd do. Come Monday morning, that'd be fun. So we got our picks in this week for another edition of our Fenceman Friday picks. Kind of a bummer. It's this late in the season. The SEC just doesn't have any.
Be some rivalry games next week to start picking. Iron Bowl will be one of them. Egg Bowl. So we'll have some picks. I guess we need to do those on Wednesday next week, or we will do them on Friday. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Hey, we're brought to you by The Fence Man because, Friday we'll be eating leftover turkey sandwiches next week.
Or sleeping, one of the two.
One or the other. Hey, still time to get your fence in before winter's over. Also, you're still looking for great people to join the team. Just a good time to get in touch with The Fence Man.
Yes. Please give us a call. We are scheduling for spring. Believe it or not, we are that far out. So if you're interested in getting a fence, please come see us. Call one of our salespeople. We'd be more than happy to come out and get you a quote, get you on schedule.
How long does it take to get someone out to do a quote? What's that process like?
Just make a phone call. They answer the phone at the office. We have a calendar. We're probably a week away, a few days away to get you a quote.
We get questions about that from time to time.
Yeah, we can get the quote to you. We usually get back to you in about 5 days.
All right, 782-3936. And again, if you're looking for a new opportunity for work, they're looking for people to join the team. You can apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. All right, we'll see you next week for a Thanksgiving edition of our Fence Man Friday Picks.
Yeah, let's get her done. Make it happen.
All right, coming up in hour number 3, former Razorback wide receiver and All-American track and field athlete Richard Smith is going to join us. Excited to talk with him. He was on the team the last time you won in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and we'll share that story next on The Morning Rush.
Atchley Air is proud to be an official sponsor of Razorback Athletics. Our service to the River Valley began in 1958, the same year that the legendary Frank Broyles took over as football coach. The Hogs have had some great coaches, but we've never had so many on campus all at once. Sam Pittman, Eric Musselman, Dave Van Horn, and Mike Neighbors, just to name a few. What an incredible team. We put together quite a team at Atchley Air, too. On game day, call the Hogs. When your AC breaks, call Atchley Air.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you're a fence builder or have building experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay, health, dental, and vision benefits, plus a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
Are you looking for someone to cater your tailgate party, office party, any party? Have you heard of them Rub It Snout guys? They are best known for their all-grub dry rubs and fresh pork rinds, but they also offer catering. They offer a variety of smoked or grilled meat options, along with jambalaya paired with side options of your choice. Go to rubitsnout.com to place your order and view all of the catering options available. Rub It Snout offers local catering in the Northwest Arkansas area.
The Powerball jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $150 million. So, what would you do if you won?
I'd buy a baseball team.
Ooh, I would definitely buy my mom a Tesla so that she can drive cool, look cool.
If I won a jackpot, I'll start a cooking school for the youth in the city.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot of more than $150 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Farm Credit has been a trusted friend for over 100 years. They are ag financing experts. So whether you're a longtime farmer, new to farming, or buying your dream home or land in the country, their experienced staff has a plan to fit your goals, needs, and your bottom line. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com. Farm Credit is an equal opportunity lender.
Have you been looking for your next place to call home and just haven't found the right one? Then it's time to check out the properties at Trinity Multifamily. With a variety of apartments, duplexes, townhomes, and houses, there is surely one to fit your needs. Whether it's in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, or Central Arkansas that you are looking at, they have you covered. Give them a call today. Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Oh my gourd, folks. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. This month, I want to say thanks. So I'm on a mission to make car buying easy as pie and help you snag a sweet deal on one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles, each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. This month, you could drive a nicer, newer car and save up to $4,150. That's a lot of dough. So if your old ride is flaky, crusty, burnt, or rusty, don't let it squash your happiness. Trade it for a nicer, newer car now, even if you still owe money, and save up to $4,150. Plus, my For the People approval process makes financing your nicer, newer car easy as pie. Keeping the car you have? Get it ready for winter in our Meineke Car Care Center with half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Deals this delicious won't last long, so visit us today at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Tired of constant computer issues at work? And who knows what the real problem is? Is it the router? No, it's the hardware. Wait, they said it was the software. Call Hashtag Managed IT Services. Their multifaceted approach to IT support guarantees that everything is working at optimum performance, and Hashtag prevents the small problems from becoming big issues. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren, 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag technology without the headache.
Hey, grounds guys.
Hey, what?
Leaves. They're taking over my yard, and it looks awful. I don't have time to take care of it, and I think my dog Fifi's buried under there somewhere.
Well, Amy, you called the right place. The grounds guys are here to help. We'll clean up your yard, bag up your leaves, haul everything away, and keep your yard looking nice all winter long.
Oh, thank you, grounds guys. You're the best.
Call the grounds guys at 479-303-GUYS. That's 303-4897, and say,
hey, grounds guys.
And get $25 off any fall or winter service. The grounds guys, serving Northwest Arkansas.
River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch, dinner, and brunch. Open 7 days a week, both on the patio and cozy dining room. River City Bistro, locally owned and open weekdays 11 till 8, Saturdays 10 till 8, and Sundays 10 till 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, plenty of sunshine. Our high this afternoon near 55 degrees. An increase in the cloud cover tonight and overnight low in the low to mid 30s. Saturday, partly sunny. Our high on Saturday right around 60. Sunday, expecting to see an increase in the sunshine. Upper 50s north, mid 60s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Weather is brought to you by Ramos Roofing, specializing in all roofing needs. 479-420-9903.
You're listening to the Morning Rush live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3 KERX Paris Fort Smith.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
Is there one game every year where I drank a little more beer? It's over for it's over. We go there or they come here. Ever since 06, they get us every season. I hate Alabama. I hate Crimson Red.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
People who really want to have a good time won't come to a slaughterhouse. And we've got entirely too many troublemakers here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
I don't like you because you're dangerous. That's right. I am dangerous.
Streaming live from
hitthatline.com.
I hit the 7-iron like John Daly hits the 3.
This is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
You just got to keep living, man.
And Tommy Kraft.
We follow orders or people die. Are we clear?
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Yes, sir.
It's been a long time since you've gone to Tuscaloosa and beaten the Alabama Crimson Tide. In fact, it dates back 18 years ago. 2003, you were down 31-10, and there was a little weather delay, and stuff happened, and you ended up prevailing in the second overtime thanks to Chris Balzero and some other guys on that football team, including Richard Smith, who's kind enough to join us this morning. We'll hear what he has to say coming up after this.
Hey, do you own a business or you're starting up a business and you need a great website to attract new leads and new customers? Or maybe your existing website's just not getting the job done when it comes to making that first impression you've always wanted. We're in the midst of the fall and winter months where the internet traffic is higher than usual for the course of the year. Don't miss out on extra traffic that's on the internet that could be coming to your website. Go to Matchstick Studios and let them design you a great-looking website for just $95 a month. And there's no upfront cost, no hidden cost. Call Jordan and his crew at 479-755-3043. That's 755-3043. Or see what I'm talking about at modularorange.com. Get a great-looking website for your business for less than $100 a month. Call our friends at Matchstick Studios, 755-3043, or go to modularorange.com.
Richard Smith.
Touchdown Razorbacks! Richard Smith with his second TD today.
A wide open lane to the end zone, Richard Smith.
Somebody got Smith all alone. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown Razorbacks, 92 yards.
Jones wants to air deep. He's got somebody.
At the 31, it's Smith.
Is in and out of the hands of the defender and caught by Richard Smith for Arkansas touchdown.
This is former Razorback, wide receiver, and All-American track and field athlete Richard Smith, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Richard, appreciate you making some time for us this morning. I popped into Tommy's office yesterday, and he can remember the exact moment, the exact people he was sitting with watching this game. And I know you remember being a part of this game. Take us back to 2003 and your experience in Tuscaloosa that day.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on. 18 years ago. I mean, dang, that's hard to take right now. But going back to that game, I remember us getting the ball, going down and scoring first, and then coming back, being 10-10 at half. Thought we were doing really well going into halftime, 10-10 against Alabama. And then all of a sudden, we opened up the floodgates in the third quarter. They went up on us 31-10. A bunch of turnovers on our end, and they went down and had a couple big plays. And I remember us just grinding it out in the fourth quarter to try to get back in the game and getting it into overtime.
Yeah, the game goes to overtime, and the first overtime, you're put in a tough situation, 4th and 25. Matt just kind of has to heave it to the end zone. It gets picked off. There's an unsportsmanlike conduct on Alabama that pushes them back. They got a 4th and 1, and Bostic missed that field goal wide left, and you guys had life. And then we know what Chris Balsero did in the second overtime. Just be honest with me. When Matt threw that interception, did you think the game was lost at that point?
Well, in these overtimes, the way they're set up, if you don't score, you definitely think that you lost the game because you're on a short field. You would think that a kicker at the college level can make those kicks, but sometimes you do get a chance, and we were just ecstatic to have a chance to go back out there and play.
Yeah. Richard, I remember that was a day where there were storms to begin the afternoon. The game was delayed, as I remember. The stadium was under construction as they were expanding the stadium there at Bryant-Denny. Just kind of a weird start. We didn't get in rhythm early because of just the kind of day that you had. What other details might you remember about that day?
Well, I remember it being kind of packed. I do remember them having the construction going on.
Mm-hmm.
The weather delays of going back to the locker room. It was kind of one of those things. It had been a while, I think, since we had the Tennessee game in 2000 here at home, where we had some weather delays like that, where we had to get off the field. And it takes a little time because once you go out, you get warmed up, and once you go back to the locker room, sit down, you kind of get cool, your muscles get stiff, and it takes a little time to get back out there and get warmed up. And so, like you said, it can happen like that.
You look at the fact that it's been nearly 20 years since you've won in Tuscaloosa. What would a win if Arkansas could get the stars to align and lightning could strike? Because seemingly the gap between these two teams would require nearly a miraculous performance by the Razorbacks and something that would be un-Saban-like for the Crimson Tide. That's the feel going into this game. What would it mean for this program under Sam Pittman to achieve a victory of that note tomorrow?
I think it would mean the world. I love what Sam and his staff have done here. They're bringing former Razorbacks back in. They're opening it up to all of us and welcoming us back. And what they're doing with these guys, these kids, these student athletes, they're getting the best out of them, I think. And for them to go down there, I think it's going to be a hard-fought game tomorrow. I think we have an opportunity. Obviously, after playing Georgia earlier, we know what we need to do when we go against these two teams like this. And I think they'll have a different mindset going out there tomorrow. They'll be confident, but not overly confident. They know they can't make mistakes. I know if they can get out there and make it close at the end, I think we'll have a great chance to come out with a victory.
Former Razorback wide receiver Richard Smith was us here on the Morning Rush. And, Richard, I think part of that confidence stems with their quarterback in K.J. Jefferson, who the entire team believes in. And dual-threat quarterbacks have been a hindrance for Alabama. There haven't been many teams that have beat them, but more often than not, a dual-threat guy has been the one that's been kind of their Achilles heel. You think K.J. Jefferson is the right fit, the right QB to give Alabama fits tomorrow?
To tell you the truth, I do. He kind of reminds me of my quarterback, Matt Jones, and I know Matt gave them fits back in 2003. Just when they come with a blitz and they miss him in with that first initial charge, and he can get out and he can make some big plays with his legs, just like Matt could back in the day. KJ's a great kid. He's really confident in himself, and I think that rubs off on everybody else and makes them more at ease when they get on the field. And I really love the kid. He works hard. He really works hard. He comes in here and works hard at his academics, and he works hard on the field. And I think he's going to be the number one reason why we win this game tomorrow.
Richard, you had some talented teammates in the wide receiver room, and there have been guys that have stepped up this season, but it's really been Treylon Burks and everyone else. Based on what you've watched at that position, your former position, who do you think has a really good opportunity to be that kind of that second or third piece against the Crimson Tide tomorrow at wide receiver?
Yeah, I really was thinking about this morning, yesterday. I think Warren Thompson has to step up, and I think Tyson Morris has to step up and make some plays. That way we can get Treylon some single coverage, and then he can make his plays. Obviously, De'Vion Warren, if he can make a couple catches, that would help us, and then get a couple of our tight ends some catches, I think will help open up things and free Burks up to make some plays. And if we can get those things to happen early in the game versus later in the game, I think it'll help our offense.
Richard, you were a guy that starred in track and football, and Arkansas seemingly hasn't had that connection in quite some time to really get those speed guys that can star in two sports. What is Arkansas missing there, and what's the key to maybe making that connection again? Because Arkansas seemingly has not had one or two guys along the way the last two decades, but the real speedsters have seemed to not be there in the lineup for Arkansas the way it was when you were there.
Well, Tom, I think you know this as an official like I am. More kids are going specialized. They don't play as many sports when they get to high school. I was all about, playing as many sports as I could. I wanted to play football, basketball, baseball, and track, but obviously the time commitment, I couldn't do all four, and I ended up settling on the two. And I think Arkansas can go out and get those type of kids that are speed guys that have run track, have played basketball, and played football. And if they want to help out with the track team at some point while they're here, they're able to do that. But also they can help us on the football field. But I think it's more of just the way that our culture has gone and being specialized in one sport year-round, the AAU basketball or just year-round football.
Yeah. Do we focus too much as football fans on 40 times because that's the big recruiting number? What's the metric we really should watch with football players? Because we all measure everybody's speed based on their 40, but that doesn't always tell the story, does it?
No, it doesn't, and I think you know this, that you can have a fast 40, but can you play at that speed?
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference when you can run a 4.4, but can you run a 4.4 with all the gear on? I was one of those guys that I ran a low 4.3, and I tried to play at 4.3, but it's difficult to run your fastest when you have those pads on. And so some of the guys that don't run 4.5s or the 4.6s, but they play at 4.5 and 4.6 with pads on, they look a lot faster. I would think like a guy that played here, Darren McFadden, I think he looked faster than his 40 time when he played.
Yeah,
there's track speed and then there's football speed.
Yeah, Darren had a long.
Definitely.
I think it was one that stands out in 05. He had a long touchdown run in.
Seems like Corliss Marshall's the last guy though you had that was a real burner, wasn't it? I mean,
it's been a while.
I mean, you've had some guys with fast times, Richard, but Well, the guy that could just turn it on and leave everybody in their dust, seems like Corley, and that obviously didn't work out, but he's the last guy I remember that you could really just find that extra gear.
Yeah, I remember Corley, and he was that guy. I think we've had a couple since then, but it's just hit and miss with those guys. Like, it's harder to have a tall, slender track guy come over and try to play football, and them not being used to getting the contact that you need. So you need a guy that has a little bit of weight on him to come over and play football, but also be able to have that explosiveness to run that you need at wide receiver or even running back.
I know they were excited about Josh Oglesby, and he just couldn't make his way up the depth chart, and he's entering the transfer portal. That was kind of a track and football guy. Maybe it'll be this next freshman, Isaiah Satania, who is at Fayetteville High School right now. Maybe he'll be the combo guy that you want, maybe kind of similar to you, where he's outstanding in both track and football. Richard, before we let you go, it seems like you're, based on the conversation we've had to this point this morning, you're pretty confident about this game tomorrow and Arkansas's quarterback. How do you see this playing out in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, starting at 2:30 tomorrow?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. I think if we get the ball, no mistakes, no false starts, nothing to hurt ourselves, that we can go out, put the ball in the end zone, get some kicks from Cam Little. I think we'll have an opportunity to win this game. Like I said, as long as we don't give up big plays on defense, nothing big, nothing sudden, no one play big 80-yard touchdown bombs or anything like that. I think we'll have a great opportunity because our defense has been playing lights out, and all we need is for our offense to have a secondary wide receiver or tight end to help out in the passing game. That way it opens up for Traylon, and then I think our offense will open up, and then you just never know what could happen from there. And with the confidence our team plays with, the confidence in Sam Pittman and the staff, I think we have a great opportunity to go out here and get a victory.
Richard, really appreciate your time this morning. I was looking back to our last conversation a little over a year ago, back in September of 2020. It's crazy how much this team has changed in Sam Pittman's first year to where they are now. And I know you're happy, and every other Arkansas fan is happy. And we're also happy you made some time for us this morning.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, one of the fastest guys ever right there, Richard Smith with us.
Think about that touchdown he had against Tennessee. You were asking about that touchdown against Tennessee back in 2003. That would be Richard that streaked down the sideline on
right
the balls.
Sideline, it's just and that was one of those moments you thought all hope was lost, and boom, that puts you right back in it, and then you go to that 6 overtimes in that game. So that was a night to remember, but not always for the right reasons there in Knoxville that year. So, hey, a great conversation with Richard. That'll be up in our Bud Light Seltzer Morning Rush podcast a little bit later on as well. Hey, this was a cool, crisp morning out there. Temperatures in the upper 20s, little frost on the windshield this morning. A great way to start a day like this is in your own hot spring spa from Burton Pools and Spas. There's 36 different models to choose from when it comes to Burton Pools and Spas. So you can go online at burtonpools.com and select yours today. Then stop in the showroom for more details and information in Springdale or in Fort Smith. They've got another truckload on the way. So this is the time of the year to be relaxing in your own spa from Burton Pools and Spas and get the absolute best with hot springs. That's Hot Spring Spas, available at Burton Pools and Spas against Springdale and in Fort Smith, and always online at burtonpools.com.
Here's the thing that makes life so interesting. The theory of evolution claims only the strong shall survive. Maybe so. Maybe so. But the theory of competition says just because they're the strong doesn't mean they can't get their asses kicked. That's right. See, what every long shot come from behind underdog will tell you is this. The other guy may in fact be the favorite. The odds may be stacked against you, fair enough. But what the odds don't know is this isn't a math test. This is a completely different kind of test. One where passion has a funny way of trumping logic. So before you step up to the starting line, before the whistle blows and the clock starts ticking, just remember, out here, the results don't always add up. No matter what the stats may say, and the experts may think, and the commentators may have predicted, when the race is on, all bets are off. Don't be surprised if somebody decides to flip the script and take a pass on yelling uncle. And then suddenly, as the old saying goes, we got ourselves a game.
So I think that Sam Pittman's going to say something similar. Hey, the cards are stacked against you. No one else is thinking you're going to win this football game, but we got to finish off these B's, fellas. 4 B's. We've heard him before. We'll hear him again. Bowl game. He did against Mississippi State. Boot. Did against LSU. Bama and Battle Line. Well, you got the toughest one of any of them, of the remaining 4. You've got 2 of the 4. You want to get the third one. And like I heard Richard saying, there is a quiet confidence. They might not win this game tomorrow afternoon in Tuscaloosa, but I don't think you're going to have the same outing that you did against Georgia at all.
Probably won't win the game. I mean, the odds are all against you, but, that video and the audio you played from it this morning, tells the story of the underdog. We all have within us that desire to see David slay Goliath. I mean, that's just something that I think is within our DNA, and that's why we watch. That's why we play. I mean, seemingly this would be a mismatch that wouldn't be worthy of actually putting on the field. But you never know, because on that one day, at that one moment, at that one time, if Bama makes the right mistakes and Arkansas capitalizes on it, it could happen. It is a sizable mismatch. But what I do believe in is that Sam Pittman will have his team believing when they get off the bus that they can compete, that they can not only stay in this ball game but win this ball game. And that's where so many teams against Alabama are beaten, is they don't leave town going to Tuscaloosa believing they can win the ball game. And I believe today when the Hogs board that plane, they're going to go to Tuscaloosa believing they can win a ball game.
And you got to remember, he's still learning as a head football coach what to do and not to. This is just year 2 at this level. He's been a head coach before, but at this level. And he said in the offseason this past year, there are things that he did well, and there are things they didn't do well. Well, whatever they did before Georgia didn't go well, because you saw the performance on the field. It's putrid. It's disgusting. It's not what this Arkansas football team has been in 2021. So he's going to change some things and adjust. Now, again, Tommy and I are not saying that they're going to go win this football game tomorrow, but I guarantee you that they're going to put a better performance together than they did in Athens earlier this year in week number 5. I got a gut feeling that it's going to be a better football game. And you just want them to compete, and that's something they didn't do under Morris, and they did in the first game under Pittman. You're not always going to have the best team at the University of Arkansas, but you want someone to represent you as your head football coach and as a team that is going to make you proud to sport that Arkansas Razorback. And Sam Pittman has done every bit of that since he's arrived on campus in Fayetteville. Not always going to win every game, but at least you're going to be proud to be an Arkansan following Saturdays.
I don't expect him to win tomorrow, but I also don't expect him to get embarrassed either. And that's the difference, boy, for a handful of years here, and certainly under Chad Morris, the end of Bielema, some times there back 10 years, you didn't have a chance, and there was a bunch of them that ended up like 52-3. In weeks of your season ended up that way. So that's what I'm not expecting, is to get absolutely embarrassed tomorrow in Tuscaloosa. Hey, coming up, we got your SEC update on the way. Hey, if you're going to do some cold water bass fishing this weekend, Beaver Lake, Table Rock, Bull Shoals, Ouachita, wherever you're heading, maybe you're going to the White River to fish for a trophy brown. The Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue will help you catch them. It's got that famous rolling action, and when it's fished extremely slow or even worked in a fast, heavy current, it stays in the strike zone longer, helping you catch more fish. You can find the Smithwick available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops all over the place. The Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue.
Big game in the NFL this weekend. The Dallas Cowboys traveling to Arrowhead to take on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
Hey, this is former Razorback Quinn Grovey, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Back and better than ever. All eyes are on the gridiron as teams are back for another football season. As always, BetOnline is your #1 spot for all the pro and college football action this season. With the new updated site and interface, even more odds, props, and contests, BetOnline continues to be the #1 source for everything football. Head to your website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Don't forget to use our promo code BELIEVE to receive your bonus. That's That's BLEAV. From football, basketball, boxing, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of these amazing offers for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Do you know the difference between admission and confession? Admission is acknowledging the truth of something. Confession is a formal statement agreeing that you're guilty. Greg Allman admitted he's no angel, but that doesn't mean he confessed his guilt before God. Romans 10:10 says, one believes and is justified, and with the mouth one confesses and is saved. Confess to God that Jesus died in your guilty place, and then you'll receive His amazing grace. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Pray about it.
The Game Day Lodge in Branson is the perfect place for corporate retreats, golf trips, and team building activities. Companies often kick off the new year with planning or goal-setting retreats, and the perfect place is Game Day Lodge. They still have availability during the weeks for November and December, and Game Day Lodge is decorated for Christmas, so guests can make great family memories. It's the ideal time to book spring golf trips to Branson before the dates fill up. Just search Game Day Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Airbnb, and VRBO.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Wheeler Power Sports has you covered this fall with a huge in-stock selection of ATVs, side-by-sides, dirt bikes, motorcycles, scooters, and more. Looking to sell or trade? Wheeler Power Sports is begging for your gently used off-road vehicle or motorcycle. Go to WheelerPowersports.com to check out the full in-stock inventory or give them a call at 479-783-5822. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
The most wonderful time of the year for the deer hunter is now. Get ready at Jelco Outdoors and bag a wall hanger this year. Deer rifles, ladder stands, hang-ons, box blinds and climbers, deer attractants, sit covers, headlamps, skinning knives, buckshot ammo, and much, much more. Everything you need for deer season is waiting for you at Jelco Outdoors. Good luck and safe hunting from Jelco. And remember, a great hunt begins at Jelco Outdoors.
Building a home can be stressful. This is true whether you're the homeowner or the contractor. Many times these issues result in a lawsuit. If you are a homeowner or a contractor and find yourself needing legal help, call the attorneys at Kevin Hickey Law Partner. With experience representing homeowners as well as non-payment or other issues that could arise during construction. Contact Brad Hull or Kevin Hickey at 479-434-2414 in the River Valley or 479-802-6560 in Northwest Arkansas. Or check them out at the web at artriallawyers.com.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC is the River Valley's truck superstore. No one has a bigger selection of new and pre-owned trucks. If you need a regular cab work truck, Harry has them, and the biggest selection you'll find anywhere. Over 60 full-size pre-owned trucks are in stock now, and over 250 pre-owned vehicles are on the lot. And for the first time in 90 days, new 2021 trucks are on the ground. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. The area's truck superstore, Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Jefferson in the gun, gets the snap. Here they come. Slant over the middle. Complete. Burks. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Don't miss out on Hog Reaction after every football game. Presented by Game Day Lodge.
Dallas Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs face off in Arrowhead this weekend. You can hear the game on ESPN 95.3, ESPN 104.3. This is one of the more highly decorated games of the National Football League's regular season, but it's changed up a little bit based on the perception of what you thought it was going to be. Somehow, some way, Dallas is a favorite heading into Arrowhead. And if you would have told me that preseason, I would have called you nuts. I would have said that you need to be institutionalized. There's no way that Dallas is going to walk in as a favorite into Kansas City, but I mean, that's where it sits right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you'd have said one of these two teams' season's kind of going to fall apart based on expectations, you'd have said, well, that's definitely the Cowboys. I mean, it's just the way it goes. It would not be Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. So here's a chance to really prove yourself if you're the Cowboys. I still think it's a great quality win if you can walk into Kansas City and come out with that. It might give you an indication of where they might truly be able to stack up, because it looks like they'll probably go on the road, or a good chance they'll go on the road for like an NFC championship game. Hey, if you can go win at a place like Kansas City, it give you some confidence that, hey, month and a half from now, whatever it be, end of January, we can go in there and get the job done, wherever it's at, whether it's at Tampa, whether it's at Green Bay, or maybe you're even hosting. But odds are you're probably going to have to go on the road to Arizona, Green Bay, or Tampa Bay at this point.
Well, I'll tell you who's getting it done is our friend Larry Rath at Rath Auto Resources. Ain't that right, Larry?
Absolutely, on the road right now, and then on our way down to Fort Smith, looking forward to a big weekend. Folks, we're making it so easy to get your nicer, newer car. I mean, it's the thing that we hang our hat on. It shouldn't be hard to buy a car. Do what?
It's as easy as pie. So.
It's as easy as pie. It really is, and why shouldn't it be? I mean, folks want a car, and we want to sell a car. I mean, where's the rub? It should be simple. And we're making it simple, and we're making it easy at Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith and Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. And, it really is a better way to drive because of the Meineke Car Care Center. Not only are you getting a great car at a great price and, going through a terrific process with a friendly, non-commissioned solution specialist, but after you've bought that car, you want to have a great place to take care of it. And these Meineke Car Care Centers, I mean, they do it better than anybody. The prices are great. They get you in and out. They know how to take care of your car. It's total car care. You don't have to go, one place for an oil change, somewhere else for tires, somewhere else for a check engine light. You come to Meineke Car Care Center, you get all that stuff taken care of. So it's kind of a one-stop shop. And, we talk about a better way to drive. I think that's better. It's easier to buy. It's easier to take care of your car, save a little money in the process. It's so convenient. We treat you like family. Why wouldn't you start driving better today in something nicer and newer from Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale? If you're going to keep the car you have, let us take care of it for you in that Meineke Car Care Center. They'll do a great job for you. Get you hooked up to that Meineke credit card. If you don't have that, you should. So it's a lot of good things going on. It's going to be a great weekend. Come in and get your car now. Get ahead of that holiday rush. Do all your traveling and your shopping in a nicer, newer car. From Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Check us out online at rathauto.com.
All right, Rath Auto Resources, Fort Smith and in Springdale. Larry, have a great day, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one. Folks, come see us.
We know the Arrowhead's one of the toughest venues to play in the National Football League, and Dak Prescott and company, they're going to be in for quite a rude awakening come Sunday. Here was what he had to say about kind of silent count and getting ready for this crowd this weekend.
It's honestly not that tough if since we have all the reps at it and we're continuing to practice on it and being conscious of it takes us to be completely locked in, and from the inside guys to help me getting the message or getting the play out to the outside receivers. We're all on the same page and we trust each other and hold each other accountable to knowing their stuff. It's not tough at all, and we've got the group to do that.
Is that it's that or Seattle, right? It's the toughest venue in
Seattle's,
National Football League.
Seattle's got that reputation with the 12th man and all of that they do, but I don't know who to. I mean, I think it's a matter of point of view, right? matter of objective. Seattle's always going to tell you they're the toughest place.
We've got a couple Dallas Cowboy fans and Kansas City Chiefs fans texting in because they're excited about this game. And remember, you can parlay this. If you're making your way up to Arrowhead, might as well stay there a couple more days. Arkansas is going to play against Kansas State in the Sprint Center that Monday, and then they'll play against either Cincinnati or Illinois. I would guess Illinois if they beat Kansas State that Tuesday. I got a couple Morning Rush listeners I know that are going down to do that, and that's a nice little pre-Thanksgiving trip to get things, get the weekend going on and the week going right.
Kids out of school, got a little more time, maybe take a few extra days off work. So hopefully the Hogs can win a couple of games. I mean, I don't know how confident you are going into based on what you've seen in the 3 games leading up to it, all wins, but do you feel like you're ready for a classic like that? We're going to be a great measuring stick.
Yeah, these are some and I say these, it's more Illinois that is the true talented basketball team, at least you can measure yourself up with, and how they match up with Cockburn in that game is going to be very telling of just kind of early on what this team looks like. Be a great win to kind of put on your resume already, because I mean, Tommy and I were talking about this. You'd love to get to a point where you're in that top 2 seed discussion, top 3 seed, because I know that there's some places in the first and second round that you'd like to go to, but if you want the best chance to win and get to the Sweet 16, you play in Fort Worth, Texas in that first round, and you do that by winning a ton of basketball games.
Hey, do you like paying your rent or mortgage every month? Nobody does. So thanks to real estate agents Nick and Ellie Glidewell and Matt Fowler at Highlands Residential Mortgage and Mountain Home, we're giving away free rent or mortgage for a year. That's up to $15,000. Go to hitthatline.com and enter the free rent or mortgage for a year sweepstakes. You can enter once a day, every day, through December the 14th, and the winner gets $15,000 to pay the rent or mortgage for the next year. Complete contest rules and all the details online at hitthatline.com. Hey, let us pay your rent or mortgage for the next year, courtesy of real estate agents Nick and Ellie Glidewell, Matt Fowler at Highlands Residential Mortgage and Mountain Home, and ESPN Arkansas.
SEC update coming your way. Not a great weekend for the Southeastern Conference football. There's only 3 interconference games, as I've seen a lot of cupcakes that you're getting this week. We'll talk about that. Plus, who's going to be the head coach for the LSU Tigers? You got Reese Davis, David Pollack, and some others that have given their opinion, and we'll give you ours next on the Morning Rush. Stay with us.
Streaming live from hitthatline.com.
Them Hogs, man, hey, them Hogs can't do no wrong, fella.
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
The temperatures may be cooling down, but at Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas, the deals are still red hot. Whether you are enjoying one of over 50 state parks or tailgating with your favorite team, Wheels has the right RV to help you enjoy fall in the natural state. And at Wheels RV, every new unit comes with a lifetime warranty. So get out to Wheels and see why they were voted best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Tired of wearing contacts, glasses, or bifocals? Volt Vision of Northwest Arkansas has an option for you no matter your age. LASIK or clear lens exchange. Quick 15-minute procedure, easy 24-hour recovery, and freedom from contacts, glasses, and or readers. Volt Vision, that's VOLD Vision. Mention ESPN for $500 off your LASIK or clear lens exchange procedure. Volt Vision, the official eye care provider of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you're a fence builder or have building experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay, health, dental, and vision benefits, plus a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
So this one time at B-Dubs, a couple of friends came in for football, and they asked for the best seats in the house, which is kind of a trick question. Since we've got wall-to-wall TVs, you can watch the game in any direction. Kind of makes every seat in the house the best seat in the house. So when I explained all that, they just sat at the bar, because you got to be close to the beer on game days. Come into Buffalo Wild Wings for the absolute best game day experience the NFL can offer. Buffalo Wild Wings, to the greatest of all times.
Touchdown! Unbelievable!
Please drink responsibly.
Bro, your fridge is empty. You need to make a beer run.
No, bro. I just ordered my beer from Sodies on their new app. They're bringing the beer to me.
Yeah! Your favorite store for wine, beer, and spirits now offers delivery in the Fort Smith area. Order online at mysodies.com or on the Sodies app. Must be 21 or older and show ID upon delivery. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Frank Roll Furniture's November Super Black Friday Plus sale. We are running a sale that will save you hundreds of dollars. On top of that, we are having our Super Black Friday Plus sale all month long. Here's where the plus comes in. After saving hundreds of dollars on already marked down prices, get another 10% off on top of that. Frank Roll Furniture's November Super Black Friday Plus sale. Frank Roll Furniture. Best seats in the house.
The bloodline of any modern business is their computer network, data storage, and supporting hardware. So who takes care of one of the most important aspects of your business? Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren can handle all your networking services like cabling, firewall, routers, and VPNs to hardware and software protection from virus and malware. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren, 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag Technology without the headache.
You've trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance, all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
Have you ever been to River City Bistro for a brunch on the weekends? Every Saturday and Sunday, River City is open at 10 a.m. with a special brunch menu. Eggs and omelets any way you like. Premium bacon, sausage and ham, waffles, eggs Benedict, and a great drink menu featuring mimosas, Bloody Marys, and all your brunch favorites. We will see you for brunch every Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. at River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
Don't you just hate that? Sitting in a tire store waiting room while your car's being serviced? That's the last place you need to be with work and kids and the 10 million things you need to be doing. Well, don't. Free shuttle service. Pickup and delivery free when you spend $75 and only $10 if less. Jody'sAuto.com will make your life easier. Hi, Kim Bircher. 3 locations, 1 in Van Buren and 2 in Fort Smith. One stop. We do everything. So you don't have to go from place to place for tires or service or repairs or maintenance. We are local. 37 years and voted best of the best time and time again. We will pick up and deliver or shuttle you, so you don't have to waste your time. Honesty and customer service is always our number 1 goal. We will make your life much easier at Jody'sAuto.com, JODYS Auto.com.
ESPN 95.3.
Somebody said we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Ashley Air. Keeping your home comfortable is what they do best. Trust them with your heating and cooling needs. Go to AshleyAir.com to request service today.
So the Arkansas-Alabama is the best game on the SEC slate this week. The other SEC games aren't that great. Florida at Missouri and then Auburn at South Carolina. I guess that has some intrigue to it with TJ Finley having to suit up for the Tigers with Bo Nix with that season-ending ankle injury. So that's going to be an interesting game. So I guess there's 4 inter-SEC games, but then you've also got New Mexico State at Kentucky, Louisiana Monroe at LSU, South Alabama at Tennessee. Not a great week for the SEC. David Pollack says that Dave Aranda should be the new coach for the LSU Tigers. Reese Davis says Bill O'Brien, Alabama's OC, should be it. Now, I know Mel Tucker's... Has he signed that extension, or is he just close on it? I think it's just close. I know he told that. Is that official?
It's not official
okay.
yet.
So they're still waiting on that. I know he told Draymond Green that he expects to and wants to be there for a while. But if you're LSU, Tommy, if you're Scott Woodward, do you go Mel? If given the opportunity to hire any of these 3, do you go Mel Tucker, Dave Aranda, Bill O'Brien, or Lane Kiffin?
Lane Kiffin.
4. Not close?
Not even close.
Not even close?
SEC experience, recruiting. I mean, I know you don't have to be the best recruiter in the world at LSU, but you still need that'd be the one thing with Bill O'Brien that would, give me some pause is he's got an NFL background. You need someone that at least understands recruiting and has the recruiting relationships to lead that. So, yeah, I think Lane Kiffin out of those four, that's exactly where I'm going.
Well, Tucker's got a lot of SEC ties. I know Aranda was at LSU a couple of years. I don't know where he was before that. Tucker's been at Georgia. He's been at Alabama. I don't think he's been at LSU, so he's got kind of that track record and stuff. I'm curious, though, what ends up being, and you want Woodward to miserably fail at whoever he ends up hiring.
But Lane Kiffin's got head coaching experience, although it brief at Tennessee and a little bit longer now at Ole Miss. Head coaching experience at 2 SEC schools, plus he worked at the altar of Nick Saban as his OC. So he's got experience at now 3 schools in the SEC. So I don't know how that resume doesn't rise to the top just against 4 good resumes. Don't get me wrong, but that would have to be if you had your choice of any, you could have whoever you wanted out of those 4. That's who you got to go after.
Talking about this upcoming Dallas and Kansas City game this weekend, funny story that came out with Ezekiel Elliott and former Mississippi State quarterback Dak Prescott earlier this week. Apparently, Zeke left his $5 million signing bonus check on Dak's car. Zeke didn't have a car initially, and Dak and others would have to drive him around. Can you imagine leaving a $5 million check on your teammate's car?
First of all, I can't imagine a $5 million check. Secondly, no. Well, you put it under the windshield wiper blade. What do you do with it?
My guess is he just left it in the seat or something and had that. But Dak apparently immediately called him. It's like, yo, you want this back? And of course you want it back. But I was listening.
I didn't figure they got checks. I figured those were like electronically transferred or deposited, or I didn't figure they were writing checks for that.
I guess maybe you deposit electronically and you frame it or something. But I did this thing. Do you use Venmo or Square Cash?
Venmo.
Okay. So I used that. We were at a Mexican restaurant in Fayetteville my junior year of college, and I didn't have my wallet, so one of my best friends paid for me. Instead of sending him $7.63, I sent him $763, and he waited till after dinner to send it back to me. But I was irate. I was like, you better send that back to me. You know what? And he
How many college kids had $763 in their account?
I worked 2 jobs. I saved up money. Like I had my savings from high school, and then
I worked 5 jobs at one point and didn't have $763.
Yeah, I work 5 now, and I don't always have $700 in my account.
I don't know if I do right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Scholarships and other stuff. So my dad wishes I would have got a few more of those, but I did decently. I know you like to portray me as this reckless young.
We don't portray, we just report facts.
What's the word? Misfit. But I was like, outside of the week first arrest, I was pretty tame after that, and actually got some stuff done at the University of Arkansas. All right, more news. Mac Jones was pretty happy about his defense. Former Alabama quarterback, 4 interceptions for the New England Patriots last night.
That's something that you always have in the back of your mind. Just as a quarterback, you know you have a really good defense, and you can kind of get a feel for the game based on how they're playing too. So you understand, they're making a lot of stops, and, eventually those guys will get a turnover.
He goes from Alabama's defense to Bill Belichick and that defense. Not a bad situation to be as a starting quarterback.
Which one's better coached? I don't think it's just automatically Bill Belichick. I mean, that's
the defense itself or the overall football team?
Just the defense itself.
I mean, those early 2000 Patriots defense with Teddy Bruschi, Seymour, Roddy Harrison, I mean, they've shifted more to an offensive focus, but those early 2000 defense, Tommy, were unbelievable, Pat. That was
20
won
years
the
ago,
Super Bowl.
Yeah. I don't know. You can't go wrong with either answer there.
Yeah.
Saban or Belichick.
I don't know. I think you
toss a coin.
You take either of them. Also, I want to mention this. Did you see the Zach Stacy video?
No, I don't guess so.
You've seen it.
It is.
You probably need to watch. You probably need to watch that.
Yeah.
Former Vanderbilt running back, played with the Jets. And who else? I don't know.
I just remember I'm on the Jets, but it is not a good.
Better
thing to
prepare
watch.
yourself for watching that.
Well, then why do I want to watch? Based on what you are saying, why would I want to do? Tell me about it.
Well, he and I have to say allegedly, even though it's caught on film.
I don't know how that's alleged.
It's legality or something. He is allegedly throwing his ex-girlfriend around in front of his 5-month-old kid.
I don't think I want to watch that.
It's about as gruesome and grotesque and disgusting a video I've ever seen, but it's made headwaves everywhere yesterday. So If you don't have a strong stomach, I would not encourage you to watch that. But I watched it, and I was just sitting there in disbelief yesterday. Just like, what is going on? Listen, I've been mad. I've been mad at my little sister, middle stepsister, older stepsister, my stepmom, my mom. At no point in time did I ever thought I was going to use physical harm against. There's just some things you just never do. You think about it. I've just like, I've made the joke. I've never hit a woman before, but I'm about to, and I was completely joking. But this was just about as ugly as a thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And again, if you don't have a stomach for it, I would not watch it. But good grief. This is why domestic violence is still an issue in our country. Holy cow. So that's going to do it for your SEC update, and it is brought to you by Ashley Air.
Yeah, proud sponsors of Razorback Athletics, Ashley Air. It's the one you want. Schedule your service appointment today at AshleyAir.com.
So Clay Texas, I think he's going to be joining us for a few minutes or two. We want to go back to this bar thing. Tommy, a few more texts that we've got in. Scottie Pippen. I know he just never spends time in Arkansas.
Yeah, nah.
UCA Bear, maybe throw it in Conway. The Pit. You like the Pit? I know the Peach Pit was kind of a bit. Did you watch 90210 when you were like
No,
middle?
I did not.
That's a little past you, but
Yep.
I know that people, when they hear the Peach Pit, they know what that is.
Yeah. And I understand the Pittman tie. I mean,
I
guess
Pit.
it
I like
worked
the
for a
name.
while, So yeah, I mean, you're good. I mean, the reality is in the SEC, you're going to change coaches in 3 to 5 years anyway. So.
Jamie Rogers, Nuts and More. He likes that idea. Houston Dale and company. Crow's Next, Jack Crow. Hatfield and Your Boys Grill. Cajun Broilers. Moore's Hammered and Down Bar. B Lima Beans and Beer. You like any of those? What about Jamie May says John Ale Smiths? That's pretty good, isn't it? John
L's. You could just call it John L's. That
John
sounds like
L's.
an upper end steakhouse.
Yeah,
So.
I like that idea. So let's welcome in. Let's get Clay's opinion. Clay, what do you think? If we were talking about this earlier, there's a new bar going up on Dixon Street, and we were thinking about former Razorbacks, Arkansans, Substance. Maybe we call it Orville's or something. What would be a good bar name that you think what people would resonate with and maybe just go to because of the name itself?
Yeah, the Pit Stop.
I like that.
Yeah, that's
Simple.
simple. Says exactly
Easy.
what it is.
Exactly what you're wanting to. Well, Clay, I know you're down there in Alabama. You're going to be golfing. I forgot what time you told me you're golfing with Butch later today. I'm pretty jealous.
11:20.
11:20. I'm pretty envious that you're getting to be down there this weekend. But we're going to have you. I would assume we're going to have you on tomorrow per usual. But any thoughts as we close down the morning rush here on this game tomorrow and just kind of the what you think Sam Pittman is going to say to the fellas before they step on that field?
It's interesting. My brother Butch, who lives in Tuscaloosa, seems to have the pulse of the Alabama team. He predicted a poor performance against Miami. He says because they practiced bad that week. You can listen to Saban after practice. He can say he says whether he thought they practiced well or not, or and why. And then that game was not one of Alabama's best. And then they practiced poorly apparently before Texas A&M, and didn't practice well before the Florida game. So what's the obvious question?
How'd they do this week?
They practiced poorly.
Oh, I like hearing that. That's to give you some hope, right?
Yeah, and unless this is the week that that leads to a good performance. Don't know. Usually you practice, you play the way you practice, right? And that's
right.
what Coach say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's why coaches usually have a policy that if you don't practice, you don't play. And it's I think we saw it a few weeks ago with Dak Prescott when he didn't practice and then tried to play.
Looked terrible.
It didn't go well.
Broncos creamed him.
Right. So I mean, I think we've seen many examples of that, Clay, over time where if you don't get to practice and then you try to play, you're out of rhythm, out of sync, and it doesn't go well.
Well, I know if I tried to play these days, I'd play poorly because I don't practice.
What's the feel? What's the feel like? What's the weather expected to be like? It's chilly here, but what's it supposed to be like tomorrow at 2:30?
Yeah, it's going to be a little chilly tomorrow, but it's football weather. 50 degrees, something like that. It's going to be nice. So, hey, all I care is it's going to be sunny with little wind today when I play golf. So that's a good sign. I'll send you guys a report and know that I'll play better golf than I do picking games with you guys. I'm glad y'all let me out of that today.
Oh, we picked
Let
for
Sean
you.
pad his lead.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, read through all your keys. I didn't skim it. I actually read through all the keys this morning.
Well, good.
I know Will Anderson was right in there, and of course the way KJ Jefferson plays. What are one or two real quick that are critical?
Bryce Young is setting all kinds of records on third down. They have to make it third and long a few times. They can't let him have third and shorts where he's going to be like 60 to 70%. It's just too easy for him there.
And good comparison between Nick Saban and Bear Bryant, and some good old quotes there. All right, enjoy your round of golf, and we'll talk to you tomorrow on our game day show.
Thanks, Ty. Thanks, Tommy.
All right, Clay Henry from Alabama this morning, where he is getting ready for the Tide and the Hogs tomorrow at 2:30. He'll join us in the 10 a.m. hour tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have Arkansas game day beginning at 9:30 tomorrow. Take you the 2 hours to the Learfield pregame show, and then Zach and Drew will have your Arkansas Hog Reaction show following that. So loaded up day tomorrow for Arkansas football. And remember, Arkansas basketball plays on Monday. No game this week, and that's how it sets up as it stands. So for Drew Barrett, Tommy Kraft, I'm Ty Richardson. You got to have this underdog mentality heading into this football game. I think this team has it. We'll find out at 2:30 tomorrow. You can listen right here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Everyone have a fantastic weekend, and we'll talk to you tomorrow on Arkansas Game Day.
What does everybody want this year? Their very own hot tub. Hot Spring Spas makes every day better. Burton Pools and